Welcome back. As you can see, I am Nostalgianomics. I am not the Pokey Plumber and Nostalgianomics. Honestly, I can't really tell you when we can expect Nick, but hopefully we expect him at some point. He's all sorts of busy these days. I can't really keep up with all his different schedules, but we are scheduled for a live stream tonight at 7 p.m. Central. And so that's where I am. Nick has the link. Earlier, he asked what time it was, made it seem like he was going to make it. He messaged me a little bit ago, said he's still not done with whatever he was doing. And so I told him, hey, man, I'm going live, and hopefully you can join. And so that's where we're at, guys. So hopefully Pokey Plumber makes it. If not, I guess you guys are just going to have to deal with me and my crazy takes on everything. So hope that's fine. We can still have a good discussion. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, there's so much going on. It's not like we're not going to have any type of shortage of subjects, which is nice. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll just let some people kind of get in here, and we will go ahead and take it from there. And, yeah, how is everyone doing in this wild, crazy market? I'm sure half the people are really happy because they got a Prismatic Evolutions box. The other half of people, or probably more than half of people, are upset because they didn't get one, and everywhere in between. That's wild. Nick's never late. No, never. Never late. Oh, man, it's funny. Scalponomics here in the flesh, baby. Here in the flesh. You got me. You got me. So, obviously, we have some shenanigans happening all across the hobby with a bunch of different sets and products and all that good stuff. Michael Jason said, today, official Destined Rivals reveal. Reveal? I mean, I don't know. I don't know about all that. I haven't got word on any of that. Maybe that happened. I just haven't seen yet. But there's a couple things I want to talk about early, and then we'll, get into the questions and all that good stuff. Hey, Atomic said just send up his first batch of cards to Arizona TCG. Love to hear it. Found 8 surprise boxes for $40. There we go. I'm glad people are finding deals out there at least. Okay. Let me go ahead and share screen because there are a few things I wanted to cover on the early portion of this video. So, obviously, some people got the Super Premium Collection. Some did not. It is a $89.99 MSRP product. And if you were lucky enough to buy it at that price, well, congratulations, you just tripled your money or more. What do I mean by that? Well, on eBay, they're already selling in the low to mid 300s. On TCG Player, they're actually more insane. They're actually going in the mid 400s. And these sales are happening many, many times throughout the day. That is what the market is paying for this product. That is what the market values this product at. And that's what people are coughing up for it. And so if you were lucky enough to get one or more of those, congratulations. You all are, you're making some major coin. The other thing is, Pokey put out this video. Let's give credit to Brian, where he really dove deep into the whole Journey Together thing. And so I do want to make sure we give credit to him. Make sure to go watch Pokey's video on his channel. But there's some funny stuff going on with the Journey Together. And so if you search Journey Together on TCG Player, obviously everyone knows there's an enhanced booster box and there's a regular booster box. And the enhanced booster box has the promo card inside. Well, according to Brian's information, these are actually more common. These are the boxes that are being sent out by, I would say, the majority of distributors, and I believe Pokemon Center sold these. And these boxes weren't even that plentiful. They were in like the pre-release kits and some other things. And so these aren't even the more scarce box, apparently. And they're still going for near $300, even though the prices are dropping. There were people paying much more for these. Look at this, $354. Whereas the regular booster box is only $244. And so you're paying about $50 to $100 more, depending on what price you bought at, for a promo card that's not going to be very scarce because the majority of booster boxes, from what it sounds like, are going to be the enhanced box. And so, hey, I don't know. Maybe it's some special stamp promo. I've heard it's not. I don't know. I don't stay up to date with all the crazy news. I just thought it was funny if people are paying that much more for that enhanced box. So those are two of the funny things I wanted to see. I saw happening around the market right now. That it's fun for me because I stay pretty detached from all this stuff. I just kind of sit back and watch. No, I didn't get any prismatic boxes. I did not even log on to try to get prismatic boxes. I am going to let all of you duke it out for those. And congrats to everyone that gets on and makes money and is in the the notification groups and plays that game. Because hey, if you're going to put in that time and effort, you deserve it. You deserve it. I'm not willing to do that. And so, I don't have all day to sit there and play around with the, weight rooms and trying to check out a million times and all that goofy stuff and create a million accounts. But anyone that does do that, you do make money on it. I'm not against you. Like I'm not a hater, right? If you do that, if that's your thing, make money, great, good for you. The market is paying what the market pays, right? I'm releasing a video tomorrow on what I think about the MJ holding situation, the distributors holding back product, all that good stuff. And so, some of this will get kind of talked about in that video. I already have it filmed. It's already scheduled to come out tomorrow morning. But guys, you really need to pay attention to the S and MSRP. The S in MSRP. Does everyone know what it stands for? Anyone in the chat? Suggested. It is suggested. Manufacturer's suggested retail price. That is what Pokemon Company suggests a store should sell it at. If you go buy a loaf of bread at Walmart, okay, you are going to see an MSRP stamped on that loaf of bread, okay? Now, if you go to Walmart, they're going to sell it for a price. If you go to maybe your local grocery store, they're going to sell it for a different price. If you go to a really convenient spot like a gas station, they're probably going to sell it for an even higher price. And some are going to be over that MSRP. Some may be higher than it. Some may be right on it. And you have to understand, that is not a contracted price, right? No, Pokemon is not giving a contract to stores or distributors that that's what they need to sell the item at. Now, I believe distributors do have a contract with Pokemon and what they have to distribute a certain amount of product to at a certain price. But as far as stores do not enter a binding agreement with a distributor or Pokemon to sell at a certain price. It is a suggested price. It is what Pokemon suggests you sell it at. Meaning, if the market doesn't believe or doesn't trust that it's worth that much, doesn't tell you it's worth that much, well, you got to sell it for $80, $90, $100 a box, like has been done for the past year and a half, 2 years. When the market's telling you they're willing to pay more for it, well, you can sell it for more, right? It's just a suggestion. You don't have to take it. And so, yeah, guys, I mean, that's why you see all these prices sky high on TCG Player and eBay, because the market's willing to pay that much for these booster boxes, for these super premium collection boxes. And that's what stores and sellers are listing them at. That's all it is. It's free market at work. People hate to hear that, but it is what it is. It's just, that's the market we're in. I didn't get any either, guys. I didn't get any super premium collection boxes. I'm not getting loads of Journey Together boxes. I'm in the same boat as you, right? The only difference is I understand, right? I understand the world's not fair. I understand some people are going to have different insider deals and connections and this and that. And some people are going to make money and some people are going to spend more money than they wanted to. And they're going to get hosed a little bit. And, understanding that is going to probably keep you a little calmer during these times and not get you so upset and stressed out and, going to every Discord and channel and LGS and leaving dirty reviews and dirty comments and getting upset at everybody online and just being pissed off in your normal life. It's just where we're at, guys. We're in a boom. We're in a boom. We're in a booming market with the highest, grossing media franchise, the biggest booming TCG in the whole TCG space. And we're seeing the craziest prices on this item. Guess what? One Piece is in a boom. Magic's in a boom. Everything's going through an uptick. It's not just Pokemon. It's all TCGs. It's just Pokemon is king. Therefore, you are going to see king prices. That's all it is. If you want to collect and buy the thing that everybody else wants to, you're going to have to pay the price. If you want to go collect some very lower level TCGs that no one even hears about, but they're being made every single day, and they got Kickstarters up and brand new releases, and go collect those. You can get them for very cheap prices. You can collect the cards for next to nothing. Why are they so cheap? Because no one wants them. There's no demand. Why is Pokemon so expensive? Because everyone wants them. There's too much demand. It's real simple, guys. I think the more we kind of realize that, the less we'll be at each other's throats. Guess what? Like I always say, this isn't food. This isn't water. This isn't shelter. This isn't healthcare. You can live a perfectly fine, happy, healthy life without getting your hands on every single new Pokemon product and every single new Pokemon set. And also, if you really, really want it, if you're just jonesing for it, you can always just pay a little more and buy it at market. You can just pay $240, $50, $60 and buy a Journey Together box. That's all it takes. I mean, I know we always use the terminology like you can't find it anywhere, Alex. They're none available anywhere. Well, sure there is. I just showed you. eBay, TCG Player. Oh, I don't know if I can trust them. Sure you can. Shut up. Right? Go buy it from the trusted sellers who have 50,000 plus feedback, 100% positive reviews. Go buy from them. You can trust them. They're gigantic companies. They've been in business for a long, long time. They moved multiple millions of dollars of product. They're not going to hose you on your single booster box that costs $200. They're not in the business of doing that. So it's not a legitimate excuse. Like, go buy from one of the big guys, an eBay or TCG Player. You'll get it shipped to your house. Everything will be all right. No one's going to hose you. But yeah, you're going to pay the price. And it is what it is. Or you can choose not to buy it and just move on. Go on with your life. Do other things. Collect other things. Collect other products. Open other products. And it's kind of where we're at. It's where we're at right now. Right? You go to the store, you can't afford the name brand thing. What do? You get the generic knockoff one, right? You go shop for food. And you can't buy the Captain Crunch. What do? You get the Walmart brand, whatever the grocery store brand you're in, and you eat it. Maybe it's not as good, but you kind of deal with it. And you get by, and maybe the name brand stuff goes on sale in the future, and then you buy it then. And you got a coupon, then you can buy it then. That's simple. It's really all there is to it, guys. I know this is like a crazy, dumbed down way of talking about things, but I feel like we have to get back to elementary school type speech because of how much of children we are acting like in this hobby because things are booming and sought after and expensive. We should be happy that so many other people in the world now all want to share this hobby that we all love. And yes, there are going to be some characters in there that are taking advantage of it, but a lot of people truly just want to get their hands on it. And that's why you see all of these things selling on the secondary market. Here's the thing, guys. If scalpers are the only ones running this market and resellers are the only ones running this market, you would not have the sales on eBay and TCG Player at 2, 3, 4x their manufacturer's suggested retail price. The reason you have that is because those are all the end consumers most of the time. Okay? The scalpers, the flippers, whatever dirty word you want to call them, they go and find all these bots and deals and they buy everything up. They flip it. Right? And you can agree or disagree with that. That's fine. We can call that evil, whatever you want to do. But the people buying it from them are regular people. And so you're getting mad at regular people for paying $260 a box because they just want the freaking box and they can afford it. Let's be very clear with who we're mad at. I understand we're mad at the scalpers. We're mad at, MJ Holdings for withholding product or selling it themselves. We're mad at distributors for withholding product or whatever. But the people who are buying the prices from the scalpers are regular people wanting to collect and open the products. And they just happen to have enough money to be able to do so. And that is upsetting a lot of people. That's all there is to it. It's kind of like, the car market is starting to regulate now. But when the car market went crazy, right? And all the cars were through the roof and supply was low, but they were still selling, right? All the car businesses were selling over MSRP and everyone was getting mad. The fact of the matter is people were buying cars. And trust me, I have family that works in the car business. It wasn't people who like, oh, my car broke down. I just had to. You got me. You caught me at a bad time. I had to buy it. No, it's people who just wanted to buy a car. They were trading in their 3-year-old car that had no problem, still under warranty, because they just wanted to buy a brand new freaking car and they could afford it. And that was the majority of people. Sure, there were people who had a used car and it was a clunker. It was kept breaking down. They basically had to get a new one because it was costing them too much money. And yeah, they got hosed, right? But a lot of people were just buying because they chose to, because they had the money and they could afford it. And I understand this sucks for a lot of people, but these singles, these boxes, all of these eras that you're looking at, vintage is going to the moon. Everything is being bought by collectors, people who just want to open it, want to buy it. The people who, are making the profits, they're the flippers, the scalpers, the evil distributors, evil stores. I get it. The end customer, just customers, just like you and me. So stop getting mad at everyone buying this product. They just want it. Oh, man. That's pretty much all I got, guys. Hopefully Plumber gets here at some point. I'm sure he always has a different take than me on these things. But tonight, guys, as of right now, all you got is me. So I'm sorry Plumber's not here to give you the softer side of things. What are we doing in the chat? What kind of topics and questions you want me to cover, guys? I haven't had a live stream just by myself in a while. It's always either with Plumber or Guest or Eli on his channel. And so you got me. We're one-on-one tonight, guys. Let's talk a little bit. Michael said, I wonder if Pokemon can really print to meet demand. If they want to, or is demand too big for them to meet it? What do you think? All right, so what I think is no. If they continue down this path of wanting to please everybody and please and suffice every set, they can't do it. I truly do not believe they can reprint enough of every set because every set is going to the moon. I said it in another video, they need to cut the head off the snake. They need to shut down production on every single set, meaning no 151, no Paldea, no Twilight, no nothing, right? And they need to say, okay, Destined Rivals, we are focusing every bit on these products and these products alone. We're going to do a massive first run. We're going to do a second run a month or two after, and maybe a third run a month or two after that. And we are going to destroy this product into the ground. We're going to force the stores to take every bit of the allocations they put in. Even if they put in $1 million worth, you're either going to take it or you are banned from ever buying from us ever again. And if they did that, it would definitely shock the market and everyone would lose their confidence, which that's what's driving the hobby, is the confidence that no matter what, the price didn't go up and I'm going to make money and I can never lose. They need to shock the market. And then after that, once everyone kind of freezes and like, whoa. What's going on here? Is this, are they gonna Roaring Skies us again? Are they gonna Chilling Rain us again? And then once that happens, it shocks the market and puts things in a stall. Then they move to the next set, Journey Together. Release a massive wave of just Journey Together, all printing on deck for just Journey Together, and destroy that and get as much product out there. And then you don't even need to reprint. They're trying to do too much. They're like, here, do some 151 bundles here and throw some Surging Sparks bundles. Hey, we're going to reprint some Paldea, some Twilight, some Stellar, some Surging. They're trying to do too much, right? And they're literally throwing glasses of water on a burning forest fire. It's like a napalm fire going. They're like, here is a glass of water. Here, I got a bucket of water. It's like, no, you can't put it out with that. You need like all hands on deck. Pull every firefighter from every surrounding city you can get, every off duty, and everyone focus all your attention on this fire. And then we can move to the next fire. And I think that's the route they're going to need to take if they really want to get under control. If not, and they keep doing this little stupid thing they're doing, it's going to keep going up. You can't give all the stores 2, 3, 4, 5 cases of a set and think that means anything. Guys, Eli, Pokemart USA, he's very large, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in spend. He got 5 cases of Surging Sparks, right? Rudy, Alpha Investments, got 6. 6 cases. Let me do the math on my phone real quick. All right. A case of booster box, so 36 packs times 6, 216 times 6 cases, that's 1,296 packs. That's like, I don't know, a week or two for an average stream? For a whole card shop. For one average streamer that rips packs. It's not going to do anything. You're going to stall the market for a week and then it's going to keep going up. Even all these 151 bundles and all these, Blooming Waters boxes, they're already gone. They're getting eaten up as fast as they're being printed because they're trying to do too much. We need to give them some Paldea. We need to give them some Twilight. We need more Prismatic. We need this. We need that. We get it. You need everything. You can't print everything. It's too much. It's too big of an undertaking for anyone, especially when you got to keep releasing the massive amount of sets that Pokemon wants to release every single freaking year, a set every month or two at this point. And they're trying to do too much. And when you try to do too much, you're never good at anything. It's like a jack of all trades is a master of none. And that's my take. If they truly want to get under control, they need to focus all their fire to one set and just like absolutely crumble it and then move to the next one. So I don't think they're going to do that. This is why I continue to buy and hold what I have, because I believe in the market. I don't think it's going to happen again, because you have to understand one thing. Yes, Pokemon, I'm sure, doesn't like where the prices are right now. But you know what they don't like worse? They don't like worse what happened after Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike. They don't like worse what happened after Roaring Skies and Primal Clash. Guys, one of the things Rudy at Alpha Investments, you guys know who he is, I'm sure most of you do, got famous for is his, Rudy's bathroom, right? Where he threw all of his XY product in and basically gave up and walked away. You know why he did that? Anyone know? Because I was in the hobby back then. I was watching him back then. He did that because the XY boxes got absolutely slaughtered, and they were doing well. Everyone's like, oh, Alex, only the pandemic brought boxes up. Only this new boom is the reason things are going up. No. Roaring Skies was a $330 booster box. It had a Shaman that everybody wanted. It was playable or whatever. It had other cards everybody liked. Other boxes were moving up, right? Primal Clash was moving up. When they did a very late reprint and a massive reprint on those sets, it crushed the market's confidence and it shot those boxes down in the 70s. And after that, Pokemon had honestly, if the pandemic didn't come, it would have probably been more years before we really had a good recovery, because they destroyed the market's confidence so much that people just walked away like him. And when you look at how happy all the Game Piece army is about that stuff. Yeah, it's great people can get cheap cards and open cheap product, but with enough time of having product with zero value and zero growth, you lose a lot of the people who really make the hobby function, which is the people with large net worth individuals who spend large amounts of money, who actually do hold the product, who actually do transact the product, who actually do make high-end transactions in collectibles, because they have a trust that those collectibles are going to hold value over time due to scarcity, and they won't be printed into the ground. This is one of the reasons why Bandai, up until One Piece, they've basically killed every IP TCG that they've got their hands on. They've killed Dragon Ball. They've killed Digimon. They kill everything because they don't know when to stop printing. And Pokemon understands this now, and that's why I think they've swung the pendulum a little too hard the other way. And I think they're probably a little afraid to go back to either one of those times when they push back too hard and boxes fall really cheap and then no one buys them and stores can't make money and distributors can't sell the product. And no one's happy except the people who just like cry for 99-cent cards and $50 boxes. And so that's kind of my long answer, long-winded take on everything is I do think things need to be cheaper, but I don't think things should be completely ran to the ground like in 2022 or back in 2019, 2018, 19, something like that. So that's my take for what it's worth. There you go. All right. I feel bad paying $1,000 for a new case, but I don't think it will get any cheaper. Dude, $1,000 for a new case, it's actually a deal. I feel like that's a deal. It's just over MSRP. It's probably MSRP plus taxes. Doesn't sound like a bad deal at all. It really does. As crazy as that sounds, it just doesn't. Let's see. Are there any sets I would recommend investing in right now? I made a video on it. Yeah. If you're looking to buy, in my opinion, again, not financial advice, but if I was buying sets right now and I didn't already have positions, Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces. Multitude of reasons. One being they still have a higher set value with like the cards inside, and I believe the Pokemon inside are just as sought after, if not more so, than these other sets. But Stellar Crown, Obsidian Flames, and SV Base are all more expensive than those two sets, and they all have a lower set value, and those boxes are all barely over MSRP. I think Paradox and Temporal are maybe in the 170s, 180s, depending on where you find them. I still think those are great pickups. Also, those were not on the reprint list. Those were not on the list with Paldea and Twilight and Surging and all the other sets. Therefore, not saying they won't get reprinted, but at least we know none are coming in the near-term future. And the longer things go, the less likely it is. And so I like all those factors. That's why I say Paradox and Temporal still make sense at the current price points. Alex, you're missing the point. The double dipping is unethical. It has zero to do with the price at that point. Price doesn't even factor in at all. It's the fact that they are double dipping. I understand. like I said, I have a video coming out tomorrow. I don't want to spill everything, because again, like, then why would you watch the video? But one of the things you have to understand, okay, Jimmy, this is gonna hurt, right? I'm not here to, pander to the audience and, coddle people. This is gonna hurt. Somebody's gonna make money off of you. Plain and simple. Somebody is going to make money off of you. Now, Pokemon, they already make the money. They're getting the money no matter what. Okay, so Pokemon already gets paid. When they send the product to distributors, all right, at that point, somebody is going to make the money. Whether it be the distributors opening up shell companies to make the money themselves, whether it be them selling the product to stores and the stores jacking up the price and them making the money, or option number 3, the distributors doing the ethical thing, the stores doing the, not in my opinion, but in the market's opinion, the ethical thing of selling at MSRP. Again, I don't really believe in that, but all of you do, so okay. And the store does the ethical thing and sells at MSRP. Guess what? The scalper, flipper, whatever, they make the money. Somebody is making the market price money at some point down the line. You just have to decide for yourself whatever makes you feel better. Is it going to be the distributor? Is it going to be the store? Or is it going to be the scalper? One of them is selling the product on TCG Player or eBay for the market price. And no one's going to stop that because there's too many people worldwide that are going to pay it because guess what, guys? We created this world of online shopping and now you guys hate it. You and I are just as much to blame as everyone else on the freaking world. We all got Amazonified. Everyone we love the Amazon business model. Let's close down all the shopping malls. No, we don't need to shop in person anymore. I can just do a one button click and shop. Well, guess what? Now you're seeing the effects of that. Now all the product is online. Okay. You can't find product in stores because you can't stock enough of it to supply everyone in their current areas. The only place to find it is online. And also the majority of people just shop online. They don't want to go to stores. They're too lazy. They don't feel like it. And so that's where they're going to be buying. And if that's what the price is online, that's the price. It doesn't matter what it goes for in the stores. It doesn't matter what stores paid for it, distributors paid for it. That's going to be the market price. And so you just have to come to grips with who you want to get your money. In my mind, I don't mind an LGS getting my money. Why? They're at least good for the hobby, right? At least LGSs are around for a multitude of reasons. I'd rather them get my money than some fly-by-night flipper or scalper that's just here because they have this is kind of like their second job. They're making extra money. And then as soon as Pokemon dips, they're going to be long gone and never think about Pokemon again, right? Distributors are already making money. Yeah, I think it's kind of a skeezy thing to do to double dip. So, if anyone's going to make the money, why do you guys keep bashing all the LGS stores selling product for an expensive price? Oh, Alex, they should limit it. Okay, limit it. You see what happens. They have lines out the doors like it's Black Friday in 2001 again. And you're just going to have every single box sell in one day. And guess where all those boxes end up? Online, baby. Maybe some people open it. Some people put it on their shelf, whatever. Most people are just going to have every flame member they come with them. They're going to have the whole, Jones family, all 15 of them. And everyone's going to buy their 1 or 2 boxes they're limited to. They're going to all pull them together. They're going to sell them online. And then they're going to make the money. But the LGS didn't get it. Guys, this is all stupid. It's all so stupid. The market price is going to be what it is. Nothing's going to stop it. Let's see. I know this is too much sense for the Pokemon market. I know. I'd get more views if I did what the drama channels did and just get on and show some stupid clip of someone doing something, bad and saying, this is terrible for the hobby. Look at that guy. He's so awful. He's a blah, blah, blah. We should all attack him and all internet horde against him. Oh, it's common sense, guys. It's supply and demand. It's simple economics. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want. Let's see what we got going on here. Trying to find if we have any good comments or questions in here. Consumers always have the power. If enough people refuse to pay, value goes down. But if everyone wants something, it goes to who is willing to pay. Simple as that. Simple as that. At the end of the day, someone's going to get the money, is what it is. Hey, Nicholas 34. Alex, 151 Charizard SIR, PSA 10, hold or sell? Oh, man. I don't know. I truly don't know. If we truly do not get any more 151 product, if this last big round of bundles and Blooming Waters boxes is it, and the market starts to trend back up and then packs go to $13, $14, $15 plus, the singles may hold, man. I mean, it's crazy to say that, but it may hold. But at the same time, you have to be okay with it dropping another 20, 30%. It's a possibility. But if you're worried about, if you really want that card in your collection and you're afraid you won't be able to get it back in the future for cheaper, there is that possibility. There's also a possibility you could. You just have to go with what you want to take more of the risk with. Risk it going down or risk never getting it back. That's all there is to it. I can't make that decision for you, though, man. Yo, Anamis, give me a rec on purchasing my first car. Thinking about getting a relatively new Nissan through Carvana. Might even be able to afford it off Pokemon. Yeah, baby. I love it. Taking the Pokemon, buying some real world necessities, that's always a good option. I am definitely on board with that option. I've done that plenty of times in my own life. I'm actually about to be doing that here soon. We're going to save that for a video, though. I have been selling some things. But it has nothing to do with the market. And I know that's crazy to say, but I've made videos last year telling you I was going to do this. I've made some deals with Pokeplumber and some other people that I'm starting to move product. But it has nothing to do with things going up and down. It has to do with real life goals. And so, yeah, I am a big fan of accomplishing real life goals with the help of Pokemon. And so, yeah, like I said, when I say to sell, right, I say if you're going to sell something, make sure you have a better plan for the money. And that's usually when I sell, is when I feel I have a better plan for the money. So, yeah, always a fan of that. Always a fan. Retro, what's up, my man? Pokey needs to be a repeat guest. That, you know what? That may be a thing in the future. I need to talk to Brian. I definitely need to talk to Brian and get his thoughts on that. Let's see what we got. Question, is Journey Together Box Topper a big enough deal to drive this booster box to greater heights in the short term or long term? I personally do not think it is, but I've been wrong in the past on things. I would not pay, if you're asking me, I do not think it's worth $300 a box. That's what I'll say. I don't think the promo is going to be a $60 value. That is because that's what it's selling, or what, $40 value, whatever it's selling for over what the regular box is. I don't. And from what Pokey seems to have information on, it's not even going to be that scarce. And so if it doesn't have value in the promo and it's not scarce, I find it hard to believe it's going to be that much more valuable. I don't know. All right, what are your thoughts on pricing in February for the 30th anniversary? For the 30th anniversary, do you think it will be worse than now, or not? Do you think the crash will happen before or after the anniversary? Dude, man, Luke, you're way ahead of me, man. I have no clue. I'm not looking that far ahead. That's crazy. That's crazy future talk. I don't know what's going to happen next month, much less next year. If I knew that, I'd be freaking wealthy, buddy. How can they implement the cut the head off approach right now? Everyone says they are 8 months ahead with printing. So right now they might be printing Destined Rivals reprints. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, everyone says a lot of things, right? I believe basically very little, if anything, of what I hear around online. And this is the problem. And many people have talked about this. Anyone who's been deep in the hobby for years has been talking about it. All you guys are running around the internet right now. and this isn't targeted at you, winged whale. It's just a point. But so many people are running all around the internet, and they think they're getting so much quality information. They're listening to all these YouTubers. They're on all these Discord groups and Twitter follows and Reddit things, and they think they know everything. They think all this information they're getting is 100% valid, and it seems like it makes sense to them. So they just kind of like check mark it in their brain, like, well, yeah, that must be right. They're 8 months ahead. Who says? Do you have an executive at Pokemon? Do you have an employee at Pokemon that told you that? Like, who says they're 8 months ahead? Who says that they can't, pivot and switch things and get things out sooner? Who says that, right? I don't know. And so, yeah, I don't know about all that stuff. I mean, they definitely print sets ahead of time. Like, obviously you're seeing Destined Rivals start to leak out. So sets are definitely printed before their release date. But I never said that Pokemon's 8 months ahead and they can't ever pivot or do things early. But other places on the internet seem to think wild things. And so, look, I'm not here to say that anyone's wrong. I'm just here to tell you, just don't get too locked in on these opinions that you hear out there and take them as fact. That's all. Alex, I'll sell you the SPC I secured today for PC for 80% of scalper price, which is 500. I appreciate that, but I'm going to hold off on that one. Yeah, it's I have a lot of people reaching out right now wanting to sell me stuff like at these whenever they get it really inflated in value, and I'm like, look, I'm not really buying right now. Like, I really send him all the Poke Plumber and then he ends up buying them all because I just I get a little uneasy when things move up too quick. I'm okay with things moving up in value, right? I'm okay with price rises. I'm just not okay with intense price rises in a short period of time. That's when I start to pull back a little bit. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not buying a lot of the things that have massive spikes, right? Now, if you're going to sell me like a case of Paradox or Temporal at 80% of market, reach out. I'll buy that stuff. Reach out to me. I'll take it. Hey, B-Drag4, really appreciate you. Thanks so much for the super chat, dude. Thank you. And then it's tough out here. New online store, and 90% of my comments are just people calling me a scalper. That means you're doing something right, man. You're doing something right. It's funny because I have conversations with people, who are wanting to make content or they are making content and things. And, the first thing I tell them is, well, do you want to be liked or do you want to get views and grow your channel? Because, I could show you the back end of my YouTube studio. All of the videos that have like a 99, 98% like to dislike ratio, they're usually all of my least viewed videos, least interacted with videos. All the videos where I come out and I make a definitive stance and I make a definitive statement and I take one side over the other and I get a lot of hate from the other side, those are the videos that have like, 90%, 85%, 80% like to dislike ratio. And guess what? They also have the most amount of comments and engagement, the most amount of views, and they produce the most, YouTube revenue. And it's just kind of the sad fact of social media is, it was figured out a long time. I mean, honestly, it was figured out before, Jake Paul and Logan Paul, but they kind of perfected it. They kind of perfected being the villains, right? And the reason they exploded so big is because everyone hated them so much. And that's just kind of like the unfortunate, thing in social media. It's like the people who are hated are the ones that get shared all over the Reddits and the Twitters and social medias, and everyone comes to the videos to hate on them. But at the same time, they're watching the video to find out why they don't like them. Some people just leave the dirty comment, the dislike, and leave. But you still got engagement. You still got a little bit of a view. Some people actually stay and they realize, wait a second, I kind of agree with some of this stuff. And they watch another video and they say, damn, I kind of agree with a lot of what this guy says. And then they stick around. And so it's funny, like some of the videos, like the most recent one that blew up and everyone hated me for, I actually gained like almost 100 subscribers from that video. And so even though the likes, dislikes were really low and everyone was hating on me in the comment section from all the Twitter and Reddit mobs, it still helped the channel a great amount. And so that's one thing you have to understand if you're starting up on these things. Take all the publicity as good publicity and don't worry about it, guys, because this just remember, this isn't real. This world we're in right now, this isn't real, right? Go hug your significant other, right? Go hug your child. Go hang out with your friends. Go do something. Go take a walk in the park. Touch some grass, right? Go play some golf. Go play some pickleball. Go to a show, a concert. Go do something. That is real, right? That's the real world. This is just some fantasy land we've all created and we all live in for a certain amount of hours a day. Don't give it more power than it needs to have. I think people give it too much power. That's all it is. Use it for what it is. You're creating a business, you're creating content. Use it for that. Do what it takes to grow and produce, income for yourself, and just let all the crazies get crazy. The upcoming mega era is going to be amazing. As you guys know, XY is like one of my favorite times. I have a certain level of nostalgia because that's when I got back in the hobby. And the Mega Evolution cards are still some of my favorite cards in the entire hobby. And so I am very excited to see Mega Evolutions come back. And I hope they do it the same way with the writing over the top. I love Megas. I love Megas. Let's see. Alice, how are you? My birthday's less than a week away. I hope you have a great weekend and get to relax some. Alice, I appreciate that. I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Hey, there's BD Rag. B-Drag 4. I don't know. Is it BD Rag or B-Drag? If you got a case of Journey Together, would you sell some of it right now to lower your cost basis on 2 boxes just for personal collection? You can. I mean, it all depends on like what your risk, profile is. If you're like, feel it's like a huge risk, if it was a lot of money for you, if it's going to hurt you a lot, if the product goes down 50% or whatever, and that like stresses you out, then sure. Do whatever is not going to stress you out. Here's the thing, guys, like the stuff I have, I don't even think about it. The best investments I've made in the past 2 years are things that I don't even really think about. I just throw them on a shelf and forget about it. And someone tells me on a YouTube video or in a Discord, have you seen this thing you talked about? And I'm like, oh, let me go see. Oh, wow, I have, X amount of that item. That's awesome. And so if it's something that's going to be on your mind, it's really going to take, energy from you every day and stress from you, then yeah, I would sell it. If it's something that's not that big of a deal and you're just like, kind of unsure, hey, maybe hold on to it and see what happens in the market. Maybe you can get a little more for it. I don't know. Surging Sparks went up after release. All these sets are going up after release. Prismatic had a little dip, then went right back up. Odds are it might keep running. That's the cold hard truth. Am I holding loose packs as an investment? Yes. Yeah, Alex, I made a video about this where I said I've shifted my views. It's one thing that you get attacked for online whenever you're a flip-flopper, right? It's what politicians use when anyone changes their mind in politics because they become more educated or because shifts in things happen. Well, a very big shift in the market happened in this last year or so, which I've talked about a million times. Rip and ships. Rip and ships, whether you like them or hate them, they are a massive shift in this hobby. And they are the reason for a lot of the growth in price because more product than ever is being deleted from the market. And the burn rate of this hobby is more than it ever has been. And probably even Pokemon Company itself ever thought it could be. And because of that, packs are more sought after than ever. Before, loose packs, some of these lesser, wanted collection boxes and tins, they were much more harder to move. They were a lot less liquid. And I didn't like to have a lot of those things. Now, because the market shifted to anyone just needing any and every pack they can possibly get their hands on at the lowest cost, I think loose packs can actually be a very good source of an investment now. And so, yes, I have been putting away loose packs now. 2 of the main sets I've been doing it with, Crown Zenith and 151. Crown Zenith and 151, I've been putting away a pretty good amount of loose packs. I'm going to continue to do so, and maybe more as time goes on. Alex, why in the world would Pokemon KO print one set, kill the value of the newest set, and stop printing the other sets? That would hurt the demand also. Wait, and stop printing the other sets. That would also hurt demand. Please address. It wouldn't hurt demand, right? Because new sets are supposed to be affordable, right? Sets as they age are supposed to gain value. That's how the hobbies always work since the beginning of TCGs. All hobbies, really. And so, letting SV Base and Paldea and Obsidian and Paradox and Temporal all just keep rising in value while attacking the new ones and getting the new ones like, Journey Together and Destined Rivals and Surging Sparks and Prismatic Evolutions all down to a manageable price. And then, from then on out, they can keep the prices down with larger print runs and let all the other ones age and say, hey, if you missed out, you missed out, let everyone cry about it and say, I never got to get my box of, Paldea. I never got to get my ETB of Paldean Fates. Well, tough luck, right? It's over. Move on. All the new stuff, you have our word. We're gonna keep low, but everything else, we don't have the printing capacity to do all that. So we got you here. So I just think that's probably the best option. But hey, I don't run Pokemon. I don't run any card business. You're just listening to a guy's opinion on YouTube. It's just my opinion, dude. That's all it is. That's all it is. And then they can just, what Pokemon can do, just like they did in Prismatic Evolutions, how they reprinted a lot of cards, like Earthen Vessel, like Prime Catcher, like Teal Mask, Iron Hands. They can just go and find any cards that are playable in all of the first 5 or 6 sets, throw all of those reprints in a new set, and they don't have to worry about it anymore, right? The players can have all their other playable cards, right? The collectors are happy because their stuff rising in value, and everyone should be pretty happy. So I think it's a very real possibility to be able to do that. I agree. They were not prepared for rip and shippers. No one could have seen this coming. It's just, guys, what I want you to do, here's a little exercise I want you to do. If you are a sealed investor, sealed collector, go look around at your positions. I've done this recently and it's blown my mind. Like, let's say you have a 10 ETB case position of Crown Zenith, right? And you're looking at all 10 of those cases. And you're thinking to yourself, there's 10 packs per ETB. There's 100 packs per case. That is 1,000 packs. And then you go watch a Rip and Ship stream, and you see 1,000 packs of Crown Zenith opened in the course of a week or so. And you start thinking to yourself, I thought I had a pretty good position. That whole position I have there gets wiped out in a week on one channel. And then the people who have large positions, I have a pallet of Crown Zenith ETBs. And then you look around and you say, I just watched 10 large Rip and Ship channels. My pallet will be gone on those 10 channels in a week. And then you really start realizing maybe my positions aren't that big. And all this talk of who are you going to sell that stuff to in the future? No one's going to want it. Do you know how fast this stuff moves? It gets ripped faster than you can, blink an eye. And so people who have a case, 5 cases, 10 cases, and are worried you're not going to be able to sell it, dude, a streamer will buy that from you in a heartbeat at the right price. And guess what? They're not only going to buy it from you, they will be through it in a week or 2 weeks like it never even existed. That is the difference in the hobby these days. What do I think the average booster boxes will be off if the market finally levels out? I think we could see bad sets get near the 1 to 120. I think good sets will probably be more, like 120 to 140. Maybe we have some sets selling at MSRP again by the time the next giant releases of the next era come and all that. I think it'll level out under MSRP, to be honest with you. I could see it being somewhere between 110 to 150 a box, in that range. That seems reasonable. That seems like stores can still make money, stay in business, be happy. Consumers can buy packs at a reasonable price. Here's the thing no one talks about, right? Nobody talks about this ever, and it blows my mind. And it's because, guys, there's 445 people in here listening. There's going to be way more people watching this after the fact. Please listen to me when I tell you this. When people are talking about these box prices and how no one can afford packs, right? They are manipulating your mind to play with your heartstrings, to get you upset. A $4 booster pack, $4 is a $144 booster box. A $5 booster pack is a $180 booster box. Let that sink in. So these people saying like, oh, they can't afford $150, $175 box is too much. That's way too much for people to afford. I don't know if most of you are my age, older than me, younger than me. At least in my generation, when we all grew up, when I was like 9 years old when Pokemon came out, none of us opened booster boxes. Our parents didn't buy us booster boxes. We got a few packs. So maybe people have to go back to giving their kids a few packs and not a whole freaking box or a whole freaking, whatever it is. And, people might have to dial back what they open. And instead of opening a full case, you open a box for yourself, or you open, a box a month, not a box a week or a box every day, whatever it is. Because I think $4 to $5 a pack is very affordable. Meaning, I truly believe a $144 to $180 box is affordable. I'm probably in the minority that says that. But when you break it down by price per pack, it's not that expensive, guys. Packs were $4 back in 1999. We're complaining about them being $4 in 2025. What are we doing here? All right, Nades. I have a sizable collection of sealed graded raw modern first editions and first editions, mostly bought for cheap, and literally everything I have is on fire. I want to take some profits. Tips on what's a good place to offload. Yes, a consignment service. I mean, I'm sponsored by Arizona TCG. You can send all of your slabs to them. They'll run them all through their auctions. They only charge 13.5%. eBay charges 13.25%, so it's about the same amount. They're going to do all the work for you. If it's sealed product, you can send it to other places. I know the Green Shiz is doing it now. Obviously, Probstein's out there. So yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to get rid of stuff quick and you don't want to do all the work, send it to one of the auction houses, and they give you pretty fair rates, and you're going to get, basically the same amount of money, if not more, back than what it would take to sell it yourself and do all the work. And it's simple as that. That's what I would say. Now, the raw stuff, probably gonna have to sell that yourself, or try to find like a streamer or like a vendor that's gonna buy it from you, because I don't think auction houses are gonna take raw right now. Or, you can start listing on eBay and TCG Player, but it's going to move a lot slower, or you're going to have to do a lot more work if you want to auction it yourself. So up to you, though. Up to you. Do I think Pokemon Center should stop doing exclusive products if only bots can get their hands on it, like Shining Fates? My opinion is, I think it's pretty simple to do this. They need to limit it per address. They need to only sell one item per address. And I don't think there's a way around that, because if you use a credit card and the credit card is registered to your address, like you're getting it shipped to your address, I think it's pretty easy to catch that. So like, if they had like an AI or whatever, some kind of, I know nothing about technology, but if they had some way to identify if the credit card or the shipping address come up more than once, all those other orders get deleted. You only get one per address. That means even husband and wife can't order one each. You only get one per address. And so, the only way around that is like the PO boxes. So like they may have to like disable PO boxes. I don't know. There's definitely ways, but I think addresses is probably the way, because the current way they're doing it, it's not working. The accounts, limiting per account, people use different credit cards, they'll use different names, they'll check out as guests. It's not working. I think there's probably a way to limit it by address, and that may fix things. Because, yeah, I think it's a problem, and I think people are, getting too much and all that. I'm with you. It shouldn't be as big of a deal. And so I think that would be a way to fix it, if you ask me. Alex, I enjoy the content as much as you dislike the drama content now. Your YouTube was born of drama content. You have a video that you start out boxing a bag and joking about the cabal, not hate. Oh, those were good times, man. Those were good times. Good times. But see, like, I will push back on that a little bit. That was like fun mythological drama. I guess I'm more talking about the drama of like complaining about the market every single day, right? I'm cool with like the just normal YouTube drama, like this and that, and this guy's take versus that guy's take, modern versus vintage, investing versus not investing. I'm cool with all that kind of drama. It's just the drama now is so boring and played out every day. The drama, they do the same stupid thing. They find some new like person scalping or vending machine guy or this or that, and they talk the same worn out points. This is bad for the hobby. We need to stop this guy, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, we get it. Everybody's evil. You're the white knight on the hill. You're the one standing up for all of us collectors. All hail you. It's like, no one cares, dude. It's over. We know the hobby's in a bad place. Big deal. Get over it, So that's more the drama I'm talking about. Do I think the not enhanced BBs will be worth more? Honestly, dude, that could be a thing. This hobby's so funny like that. You know what? Where it happened? I'll tell you where it happened before. And still, I think it's still like that today. I don't pay attention to the market much anymore. But Japanese unlimited, vintage and mid-era like Japanese unlimited cards. I believe some of those were worth more than their first edition counterparts at a point because they were more scarce than the first editions were, which is crazy, right? So it's happened there. Not sure if the Unlimited's done that in English. It hasn't. I mean, Unlimited 10s have sold for more than, like first edition 9s. But yeah, people really do value scarcity on things. And so even if it's a lesser product, no promo, they may pay more just for the scarcity. It's how weird it is. So it could. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could. I wouldn't go like buy positions based on that like theory, because I'm not saying it's going to happen. But it's a possibility. Yeah, I know Singapore is talking about playing around with slicing open the boxes upon purchase, and maybe that'll slow things down. I don't know. Possible, or it just makes it even worse for the people that do have sealed ones. The sealed ones will be even worse. I mean, it's crazy, right? Ooh, yeah, the Pokemon prize packs. Yeah, I know. They are niche investment, but yeah, they're going crazy. The reason I don't mess with those is there's really no way to get your hands on them unless you're a card shop, a Play Store. Everything else is going to be secondary market. And also there's no price point, right? They're products that are given away. And so when there's no like determined price point on an item, it's basically whatever the market decides. And if the market decides something, I have no idea of determining if it's undervalued or overvalued based on any metrics. And so we're just guessing. And I don't like to be in the guessing game. I say it all the time. Believe it or not, I'm a much more conservative investor than people give me credit for. I don't take a lot of unnecessary risks. I actually play my cards very close to the vest, and I just am not going to put a lot of money into things I don't really understand, or have enough data to go off of. PSA 10 Magikarp. Very congratulations, David. It's starting to dip, but I really believe the set. What do you think? Do you think I should sell it? I don't know, man. Magikarp, that card is going to be one of the cards of the era, in my opinion. If this Paldea restock is it, and we don't get any more, well, we're not going to get any better quality cards. So the PSA 10 rate is probably going to drop, if anything, meaning you're going to have a worse percentage of PSA 10s, because what happens is, here's how, okay, guys, let me explain to you how grading works, okay? When cards establish their kind of gem rate, it's usually within the first month to 6 months, a year of release, right? That's when the majority of cards of that set are graded, all right? So if a card has a 20% gem rate, meaning 2 out of every 10 actually reach a PSA 10. And by the way, that's of the ones that are sent in. All the other ones are not even good enough to send in people's minds. So of the ones people send in that they think are a 10, only 2 out of 10 of them get a 10. Well, what happens is as the price disparity gets more and more between the raw and the 10, people will start getting more desperate and taking more chances at it. And as time goes on, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, people are going to start sending cards that are much more questionable because, they think there's that possibility of it. I might get that grader. They might be having a good day. I may get that 10, and they'll take more chances, which usually drives up and they'll crack and regrade 9s, which will usually drive up the 9s as time goes on, and the 10s won't go up as much, meaning that gem rate will actually get even worse. It may go down to like 15%. And because of that, it actually may buoy up the price of the Magikarp and cards like that even more because of the scarcity. And so, I don't know, man. When it comes to the Magikarp, I can't definitively say it's a great time to sell. I could be wrong, it goes down, but I like the scarcity of the PSA 10 and how bad the illustration rare quality is. And so it still makes sense to me. Just me, though. Just me. These are all just my opinions, guys. What do I know? What do I know? I mean, people tell me in my comments I know nothing all the time, and so you should probably believe them. I would believe them more than me, honestly. I'm just here talking so we can all hang out and have a good time. That's really all I'm here. I'm just here to give you guys something to do on a Thursday night. So you're welcome. Should Pokemon release a set every 4 months and move the reprint window out of 3 years to reprint supply issues? Release a set every 4 months and move the reprint window out to 3 years. Oof. Nah, Jason, I don't know, man. I don't know. See, dude, I'm like a collector who likes value. I'm an investor who likes things to rise in value. I don't see the reason to reprint sets that long. The only, reason a lot of people have given is like, well, playability of cards, players need the cards. Well, if that's the case, you can just reprint those cards. They just did in Prismatic Evolutions, right? You can just reprint all the playable cards in new sets. You don't need to reprint the sets and drive the value down. And so I think sets should be affordable at release. So I agree. I think Prismatic's too much, Surging Sparks is too much, Journey Together's too much. I think Pokemon should do their job to make sets affordable for the first year and a half. After that, I think you just let the market do what it does. If people do not take advantage of the prices in the first year to year and a half, I don't think they should be able to complain about prices at year and a half plus. So that's my opinion. It's not going to mesh well with a lot of people's opinion, but that's where I come from. I think people should be given a chance, but they shouldn't get a million chances. So that's how I feel. And then if it's about the players, just reprint the playable cards into the ground so the cards have no value. Why not? I'm cool with that. And that'll hurt the set's value somewhat and stagnate the older sets somewhat when those cards lose value. But I'm more of a believer in that than I am the reprint for 3 years and drive everything into the ground. I don't think that's good for a long-term growth of a TCG. I'm a collector, so I don't have a selling track record. An unexpected expense came up. How would you go about selling a sizable amount of sealed in my situation? Michael, there's a couple ways, man. If you want to sell it privately to someone like me or a card shop or someone else who buys, and you're okay taking less money, right? Maybe 80%. I think you can get rid of it pretty easily. If you're wanting to get full market price, you're wanting to pay fees and shipping, and you want to get 86% after fees and shipping for everything, you can start out by selling off a bunch of like smaller items to build up feedback. And once you have 10, 20 positive feedback, 100% positive, you can start trying to list everything else and get full price. It's still going to take time though. Auctions are, you never know. They can do good, they could do bad. Or you can send to a consignment service, which is option number 3. Send to a consignment service, have them, sell it all for you. They're going to take a fee. Sometimes it's going to be as good, sometimes better, sometimes worse than what you would do selling yourself. And you could always take that. Or like I said, you can reach out to a private person, sell everything at once for a lower valuation and just, kind of wipe your hands clean of it and be done with it. So those are kind of the options you can take, dude. Sorry something came up, man. Sorry you have to let go of some things. I do feel for you, brother. We all go through it from time to time. Question, if all 3 latest sets released at the same time and you had to pick one to skip, which would it be? Probably Journey Together. You can't skip Team Rocket. And Prismatic Evolutions with those God packs, with all the evolutions, I wouldn't skip that. I wouldn't skip Journey Together either, but if I had to choose one, it would definitely be Journey Together. Hands down. I mean, out of those 3 sets, it's pretty simple. Right? It's kind of like saying, what would you take out of Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike? It's like, well, I take Evolving Skies, right? Well, Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign are great sets. I get it, but it's an easy question, right? So like, yeah, it's out of those 3, you got to drop Journey. Would I ever collab with Sean from Reserved Investments? He mentioned he would be open to it if you would. Yeah, look, I've known Sean ever since the beginning of Pokemon and collectibles investing. I used to follow his channel. I don't anymore. The thing with Sean is, man, he's been preaching the same things for the past, I don't know. I've been listening to him probably for what, 5 years now, 4 years. I don't know. And he never will admit he's wrong. He's been proven wrong now for so much time. And he just keeps kicking the can down the road saying, well, eventually all these pop culture collectibles are all going to fall off. And it's just like, dude, at some point you have to admit, like, maybe you got it wrong. Maybe things have shifted. You know, people are spending their money differently. People value things differently. We're not in the 1980s anymore. What worked back then is different than now. Social media has changed the landscape forever. Like, I just don't think, I mean, I'll be happy to talk to him. I just don't think he's ever going to accept the fact that the possibility that is just wrong. You know, and even though things are mass printed and they're not as rare and, you know, as other things, it doesn't mean they're not valuable and won't remain valuable. And so that's been my kind of biggest gripe with kind of his way of thinking. But I mean, look, here's the thing I can say about Sean, like kind of like when they ask the politicians, well, say something good about your opponent. I think he's a good guy. I think he actually believes he has his viewers' best interest at heart. And he is doing exactly what I'm doing. He is talking about what he believes. And through his expert, you know, opinion and his experience and everything that he's seen, he believes what he believes, and he truly believes what he's telling people is right. And that's all you can really do, right? It doesn't matter who's wrong and who's right. It just matters that, you know, you're being authentic, you're being genuine, and you're giving people your honest thoughts. And I think that's what Sean does. I just think he's wrong on this. And I think he has been for years. And, you know, but yeah, I mean, I'd talk to the guy for sure. The Pokemon Lego collaboration. Oh yeah, baby. That's going to be some crazy stuff. Bring even more eyes to Pokemon. It's going to, dude. All of this stuff is. All of this stuff brings more eyes to Pokemon. Yeah, that's going to be craziness. What did you say to? You said which boxes of the non-reprint sets will be good long-term plays? All of them. I mean, I think Scarlet Violet era is the best era yet. Take the first 4 sets: SV base, Paldea, Paradox, or Obsidian, and Paradox Rift. And let's throw 151 in there too, the first specialty set. Can you even compare that anywhere close to the other eras? Sword and Shield's got Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, and Champion's Path. It's not even a competition. It's not even worth talking about. You go to Sun and Moon, you got Sun and Moon base, you've got Guardians Rising, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion, and what, Forbidden Light? Don't even talk. What, Shining Legends? Don't even talk to me. It's not even up for debate. You know, XY. I mean, XY obviously has got XY base. It's got Flash Fire. It's got Phantom Forces, right? It's got Furious Fists. And what's the 5th one? Is it Primal Clash? I think so. Anyway, either way, XY is actually, I would say, stronger in the beginning of the era than the other two are. But I just think Scarlet Violet era is so far ahead of the other eras. You know, both in like the art, the fun of actually opening the packs and actually pulling hits, and just the depth of the sets. How many hits are in each set? I just think it goes down. I think you could buy SV base. I think you could buy Paradox, Temporal. I think all these things are going to do well in the future. That's my take. I'm about to sell some ish and buy a fishing boat. In all fairness, I do fish a lot. I've owned a boat most of my adult life. Recently sold my boat when building my house. Time to get another one. There you go, Gengar. I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't always have to be something that I think people, when you're talking finances, they always have to say like, well, is that gonna be as good financially for you? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it provides you because you can't measure like joy and happiness, right? You can't measure it on a spreadsheet. If that brings you enough joy, happiness, something to do with maybe your family, if you have kids or a spouse or friends, or just get away and kind of free your mind, that may do more good for your life than the stuff you sell to buy it. And so, yeah, I love that, man. I love that. Great idea. Anthony, what's up, dude? Ask the 8-Ball if the PCETB prismatic case will catch the 151 PCETB prismatic case. Let's get it. Let's get the 8-Ball. We got it. We got it, guys. All right, we're going to ask it. We're going to ask it. Magic 8-Ball. Magic 8-Ball. Will the prismatic PCETB case catch the 151 PCETB case? What is your answer? Oh, great 8-Ball. It is certain. It is certain. I wasn't expecting that from the 8-Ball, guys. I was not expecting that from the 8-Ball. The 8-Ball believes it is certainly going to catch the 151 case. Take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. Oh, this is a great question. What % of PokeTubers will have an active channel in 2 years? Feels like so many brand new channels who have no context of the market. Wow. That's a thinker. Me and PokeNE actually talked about this. Man, I'm going to say 50%. I think 50% of channels are no longer posting regularly in 2 years. That's my take. 50% of Pokemon channels are no longer posting regularly in 5 years, or are like posting about some other kind of content. Like totally switch gears, don't even talk about Pokemon anymore, and they're doing some other content that they're trying to use their viewers for. That's what I think. 50%. That might sound crazy to you, but I could see it. Where do I get the shelves behind me? Home Depot. Home Depot. Real easy. My take on prismatic PCTBs, always a buy, probably never going to dip. I mean, they may have ebbs and flows, but yeah, likely not going to crash or anything. It's like I always say, are there other things out there that'll probably perform better at the current price point? Yeah. Is it a relatively safe box to have in the hobby at this point? Yeah. I don't know if the PCTB craze is going to go anywhere anytime soon. Retro, I have 2K and TCG player credit. Where do I invest it? Oh, well, the obvious answer is Journey Together enhanced booster boxes. I mean, what kind of question is that? Also, you can probably maybe afford like a couple Prismatic Evolutions super premium collection boxes. I think those are like what, $400 or $500. So get a couple of those. I think it's a very, very astute way to spend your money. Question. Stop. In your opinion, what are some strategies Pokemon could implement besides printing more to help drive pricing down and help lessen the barrier of entry to help more people buy products? I mean, here's the thing. I think they do a good job of it. It's just none of you want the products. They make battle decks. They make theme decks. You don't want them. You can play the game so they make battle academies. Nobody wants them. It's actually really cheap to get cards in your hands and play the game or collect. And so they make a lot of these products, but nobody buys them. So distributors have to bundle them with a bunch of stuff you want to drive the prices up of those items, because the products that people say they want, they actually don't. They just want the packs and be able to open them. So I don't know what else they could do, man. I'm not that smart. I wish I was. Bring back Robo skills. Not opposed to that. Definitely like having Robo on. B-Drag, just have 2 of each in PC. Got lucky with the case. Well, there you go, man. If you're happy with having 2, I would do it. Yeah, for sure. Sell the 4 boxes, take advantage of the profits, get your cost bases down so low you'll never lose, and you'll be good to go. Rip and ship legendary collection. I would love to. I would love to rip a legendary collection. That'd be crazy. Legendary collection at 1 million subs. Like what I did there. I picked something that'll never happen so that I never have to actually rip that. Would you prefer to hold a booster box of Surging Sparks or a 151 UPC? Oh man. I don't know. I'm usually always pro booster box because that is the tried and true item. But 151 is the set of a generation. It's got those promos. God dang it. I'm taking 151. David, I'm taking 151, man. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm taking 151 over Surging Sparks. Believe it or not. It was never just a phase. Alex flying solo today, or is Plumber supposed to be on? Missed the beginning. Yeah, dude, he's supposed to be here. Plumber's too busy these days. We might have to replace him with a new guest if he can't get his act together. The schedule. Here's the thing, guys. I changed the schedule for Plumber. All right, I'm going to throw Plumber under the bus because I'm a little pissed at him right now. I changed the schedule for Plumber for every other Friday and every other Thursday because he said his schedule was all wonky with, this and that. And so I said, okay, fine. Thursday nights every other week and then Friday day every other week. For him. And then he's the one that's always late, can't make it here, can't make it there. And I'm just like, dude, this is your schedule that you wanted. And so, yeah, man, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. Plumber letting YouTube fame get to his head. Don't forget your roots in this stream, bro. Guys, everyone go to Plumber's latest video and tell him that. Say, don't let YouTube fame get to your head. Keep the Collector and Investor podcast running. Everybody go do it. There was another podcast duo that I seem to remember back in the day. Some of you that are OGs remember them. Radar and Squeaks. Radar and Squeaks podcast. And a similar thing happened with them is they could no longer make their schedules work. And so hopefully that does not happen with us and Plumber can get his act together and schedule some time for his buddy Alex. Reprints can definitely come after 2 years. I've seen it before. It can happen. But normally they keep it under 2 years. I would say 2 years is safe. If it happens over 2 years, that's a outlier. That's what I would say. Alex, being conservative there, sometimes 400 to 500 packs of Crown Zenith might get ripped in one stream. So here's the thing. Rip and ships are really weird because they go through swings. Mine does at least. Where sets will get hot for a period of time and then they'll cool off and other sets will get hot. When Crown Zenith gets hot and everybody wants to open it again because cards are taken off or whatever's happening in the market, people are talking about it, people want to open Crown. We were opening easily 300 to 400 packs a night of Crown Zenith. Nowadays that it's cooled down, it's probably in that like 1 to 200 pack range. But 400 to 500 may be a little high for my stream. But yeah, I mean, for a bigger streamer than me, absolutely that could be a very easy thing to do. 400 to 500 packs a night, which is crazy, guys. Crazy. Do I think the MSRP will rise again? I don't know, man. That'd be crazy. Pokemon didn't raise the MSRP for years and years and years, and they finally did, in Scarlet Violet. That'd be crazy to do it again immediately. I doubt it, but we'll see. Gabriel, it all depends on the audience. My audience, Doesn't seem to respond to XY very well. But other people I've heard do really well on XY. Vintage, Vintage does good on certain channels. It does bad on other channels. I know some channels where Vintage will literally sit and a pack will sell maybe a night or every couple of nights. I know other channels, they'll just auction a full box of Vintage one after another, and they'll get more than regular price they would normally get on them. And so it just depends on the platform, the audience that's there that night, the streamer. Everyone's different. Every audience is different. You can't really take a data point on one person. I've seen a bunch of people talking about that. Singapore, it seems like they've made a statement they're going to try to do that. I don't know if that means like every box they ship from the PokemonCenter.com, if that means just like the Pokemon Center store, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think it's going to be a problem. I think it's just going to lead to higher priced sealed boxes in the future. I think the people who have sealed boxes are going to want even more for them because most everyone won't have them then. So I think it's probably going to lead to actually worse things in the future. Trying to find a question, guys. Hold on. Checking out the questions. Do you think the Journey Together promo will be the booster box reprints or just the first run? I would guess the first run. But you never know. And you never know what reprints even are. Like, I don't know if reprints are actual reprinting or if they're just stock that Pokemon didn't send out at the beginning and then they're sending out now. If distributors held on to stock and they're selling it later. You never know with this stuff, guys. That's what sucks. That's what sucks about it. So I couldn't tell you 100%. E-Series through XY, they did unlimited prints, Retro says. He said, especially with Heart Gold, Soul Silver, very, very rare unlimited. There you go. There you go, guys. Retro confirmed it. He is the Japanese expert here. Pokey&E left out a detail. A Journey Together box topper stores outside of the U.S. aren't getting the enhanced BB. Also, the topper has a stamp, so I think the promo will be a bit scarce. Yeah, maybe. I was just going off Brian's, kind of research he did. Look, guys, you guys know me. I don't look into all the news and leaks and all that. I don't care. But I was just trying to, comment on it. That's all. That is all. Yeah, the Terapagos UPCs, for sure. It is crazy with all the packs as much as they are now. It can make sense. Mason, you want in, brother? Mason, if you want in, dude, I will send you a link. Mason, if you're serious, dude, guess what? You're getting the link right now on Discord. Feel free. Feel free to jump in if you desire. I just sent you the link on Discord, Mason. If you do want to jump in, if you're serious about it, dude, tag in, man. Tag in. You are welcome. Retro, you want to jump in, dude? We'll bring Retro on. Here, Retro. I don't know if I have your Discord. I'll hit you up on Insta. All right, let's tag Retro in on Instagram. All right, Retro. Let's get a party going. All right, Retro. I just sent you the StreamYard link too, man. If either one of you or both of you want to hop in, feel free. Feel free, and we'll keep the party going. We'll keep the party going. Plumber is definitely not blocked. Definitely not. Oh, man. Do I think 151 or Prismatic could have more intense price appreciation compared to Evolving Skies? 151 ETB at 500. I mean, it's already has, right? They have already had much more intense price appreciation than the Evolving Skies did out of the gate. And so I guess the question is, does that continue to be more intense? It's entirely possible, especially if they don't print any more 151. It could get wild because 151 has probably as much hype as Evolving Skies did. So we'll see. We'll see. What set do you recommend to get started with that isn't too affected by the market? Any suggestions on where to buy? In Beijing? Oh, man, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the overseas market and all the import charges and what best place to buy from. I wish I could help you more. I don't even know how to answer that one. Surging Sparks, will it go lower? From the sounds of this reprint that just came, probably not now. There's not enough. They didn't reprint enough of it. Stores aren't getting enough of it to really drop the price. So no, I don't think it's going to go much lower, if at all. If at all. Do you think Pokemon is aware of and actively investigates the sales data of all the streaming platforms, see how much product is being deleted? I mean, I don't think they do like intense research, but like they're definitely aware of it. Like they understand that rip and ships are a huge part of the hobby. I mean, yeah, I mean, guys, Pokemon isn't stupid, right? They don't remain on top this long by being dumb. They know what's going on in the hobby. They have influencers that they, obviously have reps, whatever, contact, and they get info, and they, have sponsored creators. They have info. Guys, we got the man, the myth, the legend. Wait, he's sideways, though. Mason, turn it other way. There he is.
There we go. How about that?
What's up, dude?
How we doing? Hey.
How you been?
Oh, we're good. What's up? How are you all? What's up?
Man, we're just trying to navigate this hobby. I saw your video earlier.
Oh, yes.
In your Mountains of Bulk.
That's all I got. That's all the cards I have is stuff that's already open. And
Retro got here at the same time.
Hey, there
I appreciate you guys saving me because Plumber abandoned me.
I mean, you were doing fine. You were doing fine.
Yeah, man. So Journey Together is getting even worse than it was, huh?
It's pretty wild. Pretty crazy.
Are you guys taking a lot of heat in store, or are people kind of understanding?
No more than usual. We make YouTube videos, so we're not used to anything. That's not unusual for us. That's just pretty normal.
Look at Retro repping, man.
Hey, look. The promo is pretty sweet though. It's pretty sick. That's pretty nice.
Oh, that is actually.
That's pretty cool.
What's your take on all that? So I mean, I've heard Pokemonese side of things. What's your take on all that enhanced, non-enhanced box thing?
Oh, I think all my boxes that I've gotten all have it has like a little red box that says, "Hey, I have a promo in it," right?
Okay.
The only things that didn't have that is the one that were from pre-release kits.
Right.
So people that opened it and didn't have the promo, they probably got one from a pre-release kit. Is the only thing I can figure.
Okay.
Unless they had a little stamp on it, I don't know.
So I wonder if those are going to actually become more scarce and more sought after.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. How this hobby works. Retro, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Appreciate you bringing us on. I'm Nick too, so I'm not exactly Plumber, but
Hey, dude, I'm glad we got a Nick at least.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fine.
Just
dude, you've been taking YouTube more serious now. I see.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm gonna start doing like a live every Monday called like Macro Mondays, where I like cover like financial markets and then like talk about Pokemon and stuff a little bit. So hopefully people dig that. But I gotta stay more consistent with like the pre-recorded videos.
Oh, you hit stuff. Your mic went out.
Oh, whoops! Can you hear me? Hello? No.
Maybe it's on StreamYard. Hit the settings.
Oh, no. Okay, hold up.
Oh, I can hear him. I don't know what's going on.
Mic went out. Mason, you're there, right? You can hear me?
Yeah. Are you good?
Wait. Can you hear me or you can't hear me?
We all out?
I can hear you.
Okay. Mason can hear me, but Alex can't, I guess. Okay.
Alex is...
You want me to leave and come back in? Here, let me try leaving really quick.
No, I got it.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll be right back.
How weird.
Are we good now?
StreamYard
We good?
muted my freaking mic, my speakers. It's weird.
What can we do?
Weird stuff. Yeah, man. So that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know why. Leave it to this hobby to find every little like, you know, nuance with every product, like finding out that, oh, there's actual boxes without the promo and like trying to make something out of that. It's just, I find it hilarious. But all right, Retro, go back to it, man. Sorry, dude. Go back to it.
No, you're good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
okay,
we're good.
Cool.
We're good.
No, I was just saying I gotta stay more consistent with like the pre-recorded videos. I enjoy doing it. I'm just like really swamped right now and kind of burnt out. So I need to, like, I don't know, make things more sustainable so I can make the content a more consistent thing. I really enjoyed doing it. And that stream we did with you and Brian and Dan talking afterwards, and you guys just talking about like how content is like really scalable and you know, sort of like does a lot for the business. That was pretty eye-opening for me. And like I said, I enjoyed doing it. I'm just it's new territory. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely time consuming for sure. Like it's definitely a big part of the week, keeping the content consistent. So I get that. What's up with Josh? Old card shop.
Dude, Josh is hustling. He's killing it. He's been doing he actually has been like scaling kind of like a mystery box product from what I understand. He's been like killing it at shows with that. I think he might start selling it to like streamers and different things like that. But he does shows pretty much like every weekend. And
yeah.
But we're trying to get back to the podcast for sure. But he's just been super busy. He got like a new puppy and stuff too. So yeah, but hope to bring it back in the future for sure. We definitely need to get back to those 3-hour-long arguments. So
How if I'd call them arguments? They were good, man. They were good. Yeah, the mystery boxes. I mean, I know that's like part of the reason I think all of the XY Sun and Moon product continues to disappear from the market is, you know, like PokeRev and all those other mystery pack makers is they need packs for the mystery packs. So I get it.
I don't know, man. I heard it was all going to zero and artificially inflated and nobody really wants this stuff. And that's what I'm being told. So, you know.
Well, obviously at some point, just not today.
Right, for sure. We just have to get out before all that happens. So nah, man. I don't know. Like it's so crazy how this is all panned out. I mean, like I can't say that. I mean, I knew Pokemon wasn't going to die, but like I definitely didn't think that there would have been as much like opportunity and margin and like ability to create like such large businesses in this space. Like I had no idea where this was headed, and like to see where it's at now, it's just like, and you know, it's like every day, man, they just knock it out of the park. Like when I woke up and I saw that Lego announcement, I was like, good night, bro. Like it is over. You know, like they don't stop. Like they're making so many good moves. Yeah, man, I'm so excited for the 30th. Like, I really think this is going to be another company that makes it to a 50th year anniversary. I don't know. I'm bullish, man. Maybe that's a top signal, but like, that's just where I'm at with it. So, yeah.
Have you basically like put everything else you were doing on the back burner? Is this like your main focus, all you're doing these days now, Pokemon?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was in college, you know, trying to like work towards like a master's in finance and stuff like that. And I was going to go work in like boutique wealth management. And that's basically just like, you know, completely like off the table at this point. Like, it's just not worth my time. Like, I actually have a family member that works at Merrill, and I was talking to him a while back because he recently got into Pokemon, and we're just talking about like, you know, like what is your day like? And it's, you know, exactly what I thought it would be, right? Like phone calls and then client meetings and then like, you know, risk tolerance survey and then back testing portfolios with Monte Carlos, and just like, I'm just like, oh my God, dude, just like I would jump. Like I do, like I like helping people. I like, you know, educating people on financial literacy, and like I'm still very passionate about finance, but like it's so much more fun to do this, and it's so much like it's just, doing this for a career is just like such a blessing. So yeah, I mean, like school, I'm not doing school anymore. Like I kind of cut that off. I can always go back to it, but like with the way things are going, I don't think that that's going to be something that I'm going to do anytime soon. So not advice. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. So get your degrees and all that. But Yeah, man, what a crazy ride. So
I'm glad to see you did it. Like I remember when we used to talk, like, I don't know, had to be like a couple of years ago now, where yeah, you were telling me all that stuff, and like I heard it was back when I had a job still, and I was just like, dude, no, like go the other way, like push the business further. Stop worrying about this. Just do this other stuff to like right now, do like work your other business, get other income, but like go towards Pokemon. This is it. This is the way. And it's good to see you did take that path, man. I love to see the success right now.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. You were right, man. Like to be completely honest, like I was I don't know if I was scared, but like I definitely had some imposter syndrome, and I definitely thought that like the window was closing, and I thought that this was all like too good to be true, and I was just like, I don't know, like
it does always feel like that though. It always feels like the window's closing for something or another. I get that. Yeah, I do get that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it just, like I said, it just felt too good to be. I was like, there is no way that you can like do this and scale it. And like, I don't know, man. Like, I had the wrong mindset about it. And like I said, like I probably just had imposter syndrome about it. But yeah, I should have gone all in like earlier. And like, I can only imagine like how much farther I would have gotten and stuff like that. But yeah, and that's not, I don't know, man. Like, I think a lot of people sleep on their own potential, whether it's like Pokemon or anything else. Like I truly believe that like God or the universe or whatever gives everybody something that they are kind of like naturally gifted at. And if you can find that and just like lock in on that and go all in on that, like you will be blessed, you will be rewarded. And yeah, I don't know. Like I think a lot of people, like especially in this hobby, are like looking for people to like affirm them and tell them things. And it's like, man, like just don't sleep on your own. But like you have no idea what you can achieve if you put the work in. And the other thing is like people in this space, not all of them, but you find the right people and like they're very very welcoming. Like they're willing to work with you, they're willing to collaborate with you, and build you up. And if you surround yourself with people like that, man, like it's crazy what you can achieve. So to anybody out there that's feeling like, you know, I don't know what I should do with it, like bet on yourself. If you can afford to, like bet on yourself, put the work in and go for it, man. So yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, Mason, man, getting back to you, dude. You're buying. It's Retro supplying you Japanese now, right?
Absolutely. Do you see all this product I got right here? That's
Yeah.
all from him.
Well, because my local LGS never carried Japanese until last year, and so they started doing the same thing. Now they have Japanese, Chinese, and Korean, and so
Wow. That's cool?
Is that kind of more because of like how hard it is to get product? Is that why you started to venture out?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you gotta have something on the shelves.
Yeah.
And yeah, not something I ever thought of carrying, other than when packs and boxes got so scarce. But yeah, people love it. People want to rip. It doesn't matter what it is. It's got Pokemon on it. It's got a Pikachu in it. Like they're gonna chase, And yeah, been very happy with how it's been selling and how it's been moving. Started off real slow, and then now I think I got pretty much everything that Retro offers. I went and dipped in and bought every box that's out there. So
wow,
shout outs to you, Nick. Appreciate you for hooking us up. And yeah, it does very well. Yeah.
The question becomes, when do I start adding it to the streams?
You gotta hire another streamer. I see you every day on there for like 6 hours. Like I'll pull up YouTube and it's just like live nostalgianomics for Pasham. I'm like, geez, this guy does not stop.
I have some people tell me like, I went to bed and when I woke up, you were still streaming.
Yeah. And then when he's not streaming, he's doing a live chat with the Q&A. So
it's funny, man.
Oh
no, I mean, no, I have been thinking about switching things up. Like here, the problem I have is I never got deep enough into other card games. So it's like, I kind of want to like have a night where I open a bunch of different card games, like, open some Lorcana and Magic and One Piece and stuff. But it's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. What is that? See, what is that?
So do you play computer games at all? This is from League of Legends. So this is like a really popular computer game.
Yeah, it's like the biggest, right?
Yeah, they're releasing an English TCG, but they dropped like a special promo box. Like the show's really popular on Netflix. It's called Arcane, and it's pretty cool. But they dropped like a Chinese like promo box with like 6 different characters from the TV show. So Kai and I bought a bunch of them, and I just got a bunch back from CGC, so I'm listing those right now. But yeah, I've always liked the niche weird stuff. So
Still grading with CGC.
I had to do PSAs. I sent them in January and PSA. So it was like right around the time that the stuff happened with Akabane and CGC. So what I think happened, because I've sent tons of niche stuff to PSA before with no issue, but they've been holding a sub of mine that I sent at like turbo. So I paid up for the faster tier, and it was all the League of Legends cards because I wanted to be first to market. And they've been sitting in like hold basically for like 3 months now, and I've just been back and forth with the lady, and she's like, if you want them back, like you can get them back, otherwise you just kind of have to wait. And like I said, I think it's because they just do not want to grade anything that they can't like 1000% verify right now, because they were just like, didn't want to end up in a position like with what happened to CGC. So it sucks, but the good news is if they end up going through, I'll be first to market with them. But yeah, it sucks to have that sub held up. So it is what it is. I had to go with CGC on these.
Man, that's crazy. Mason, how's like the walk-in bin at the store? Is it like busier than ever?
Yeah, that's I mean, that is what we're selling right now is Pokemon. It's what people come in. That's what people want to buy. I make these little, just because they're in front of me, I make these little like 50 card little bundles, since packs are so expensive. I got these little guys for $2.99. It's got 50 cards and then an ultra rare, so it's always has something in there for the kiddos. People grab these by handfuls because they're just for $3 and it has a hit in it guaranteed. Like, it's a no-brainer, so I've been selling stuff like that. And then obviously packs, when I get them in, they don't last long.
Those are some of the things that like work so good in card stores, because it's like, you try to sell on eBay or something, you got to pay shipping, and it becomes more expensive.
Not worth it to do all that, but just for people walking in, it's great. Yeah.
Well, I remember last time I had you on, whatever happened with the whole Amazon thing?
I still done, still shut down. They still have all my stuff. I guess they've destroyed it by now, but
they didn't even give your stuff back?
No, it's counterfeit, so they can't give that back. They destroyed it all like 650 of those packs, just like this. They and also,
well, I guess at least it wasn't like you didn't have a lot of money in it, I guess, right?
Well, no, but I mean, that's $3 a pack I could be making.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah, it still sucks.
And then they froze my account as well. I can't take the money that I had been making out of the account either, so that's just stuck there.
Oh my God, man, I'm sorry.
So it's a couple thousand that are just chilling. Not a lot, because again, the bulk packs, right? They're not that crazy, but still, my money, please, or something. My stuff or my money, and I got neither. So,
what about you sell pretty much everything, right? Like you sell One Piece and Lorcana, Magic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything's booming, right?
I mean, Lorcana just has the new release is just in the hobby store release window. So that's been really good. People have been buying that. What's that? Sorry.
Is that the Jafar set, or is that the next one?
No, the Jafar is the next set. This is like the whatever island, I forgot what it's called, but beautiful cards. They look great. I'm really happy with the way that Lorcana's been moving. I think the cards look awesome. The characters are looking good. The art actually looks like it belongs on a card and not just like a random like still from a movie or something. It's nice. They've done a great job with it.
What games do you support like play for?
Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece. I have stuff to run Lorcana, but nobody plays the game. So
interesting.
But
what's the most played? Is it Magic or
Magic? And then I just got done running Pokemon. That's why I'm still here at the shop. But we just got done doing Pokemon. So between those two, we do pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I just keep thinking about that. It's just like this whole boomer, and it's just like, well, all TCGs are kind of booming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, if those are going to still be going, why would Pokemon slow down? I mean, in my mind, it would probably take those to slow down first before we ever seen it make its way to Pokemon. So I'm looking around these other TCGs and looking at their charts, and I'm just like, if those things are still going, Pokemon's not even close. We're still in the middle of this thing. Yeah,
and it's not just Pokemon that are having supply issues. Like Magic, there's sets of Magic that are completely sold out. The past 3 sets for Lorcana I can't get. The Flesh and Blood is also another game we have. The past 3 sets of Flesh and Blood is also all sold out, so I can't even have packs for that to play with. Yeah,
Jeez.
it's not just Pokemon. It's everybody that is hurting for packs and boxes right now. So I have a lot of empty holes on my shelves, not just for Pokemon anymore, but like for my Magic shelves be like this wiped out. That's
Jeez.
rough. Sucks.
That is barren.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Alex. Jeez, Jesus Christ.
It is, man. It is.
But yeah, it's definitely not what I'm used to for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We need to.
Well, hey, we got
man.
we got to get your guys' takes on the. I talked about it earlier in the video. What about the whole? Everyone kind of speculated on this for the longest time, but now, like, I guess it's coming to light. The whole MJ Holdings thing.
You know what? Good for them. How about that take? Good for
them.
Good for them is crazy, bro. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like,
that's.
I honestly think. I don't know how to call it. I mean, like, I don't have an English distributor. I would love to get one, but at this point, it's probably gonna have to be bear market. You know, it's gonna have to be like a bear market goal type thing. And hopefully, I can be like, hey man, like I'm doing a lot with Japanese, like throw me a bone on the English side. But I think at some point, like distributors are gonna. The flush out is gonna be crazy, man. Like there are so many people right now that. I don't know, like they're just not insulated. Like I think things are going good while they're going good, but like as soon as they aren't, there's a lot of people that are going to get cooked. And I don't know, like I've been kind of like preaching that on my channel for a while. Like you need to insulate yourself right now. Like I find myself even like when things are going really good, you start getting like a little bit more like loose with your money. You're like, oh yeah, I'll try that play, or like I'll do that or whatever. And I try to remind myself like that's the wrong mentality to have. If anything, you should be like tightening down. And it's not to say like don't take risk or go for it or buy product or sit on your hands or anything like that, but just like don't get too over your skis with it. Don't get too cocky, because like you want to survive while everybody else is like running for the hills and selling stuff. Or like I just did a live stream and I I pulled up a bunch of charts on the PC ETBs for the Scarlet and Violet stuff, and they all had the exact same chart. And I looked at the bottoms for what people were selling for on TCG Player, and people were selling Scarlet and Violet PC ETBs for like $70. So after like fees and shipping and stuff like that, you're losing money. And again, this is not a product that you need to lose money on. You're not appeasing a distributor and you're not building your spend. People went out of their way to spend time to buy those on Pokemon Center and then went and listed them on TCG Player and took a loss, right? And if you look, like, I mean, obviously, like they're just all rocketing. And I explained like that selling pressure is not sustainable. Okay, like when you're a distributor, or when you're like a LGS, or like you have a big distributor account and like you need to build your spend and things like that, and you need to keep your lights on, sure, like you might sell product for a loss just to get your capital back so you can put it into the next set, pay your bills and all that stuff. That's not the case with Pokemon Center ETBs. No one needs to like pay employees off of PC ETBs, right? So like that selling pressure is unsustainable. People cannot just take a loss forever on that product. So eventually like the paper hands are going to get flushed out and things move up over time, and I really feel that's going to happen. I don't know like what specific products that's going to happen with, like when the flush out does come. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, especially with like all the stuff they got. Like, dude, even the mega stuff, like I can see the mega stuff going so crazy, dude, because there are so many popular Pokemon that they have as megas that it's just going to be wild. Like a lot of Kanto Pokemon, Rayquaza, like Lucario, like they'd have to really, really do like, I don't know, dude. Like it's like what could they possibly do other than print? So, and people point to Battle Styles, but here's the thing with Battle Styles. Battle Styles was like not a juiced set, really. Like you can be like, yeah, the Sleepy T-Tar and the Empoleon, but like, let's be honest, like that's not enough to carry a set. So it was this combination of like all this stuff that was happening with the economy, the bubble kind of bursting, and then like the set was kind of mid and they printed a ton of it. None of these sets that Pokemon is coming out with right now are anything like Battle Style. So even if they printed a ton of it, it's not going to matter. And the demand is so much higher than it was last time. It's just, and the other thing is like people were unsure last time. Like so many people were brand new. Now you have a lot of new people, but you also have people that went through the panorama and saw this cycle before. So like you have people that are a lot more confident. So I feel like that provides like more of a floor. And like, I don't know, man. Like yeah, I don't see the train stopping anytime soon. When you talk to people on Whatnot, like Alex is doing a ton with like the Reprint. It's like these people's numbers are not, they're going up. they're not going like people. Nothing is slowing down. So like all this like doomsaying and stuff like that, like it's not moving me personally. Like I don't know what you guys think, but that's where I'm at with it.
I actually agree with your insulating thing. I'm super conservative with everything I do in my life now. Like I took a lot of risks when I was in my like early mid-20s, and some didn't pan out. And so like I'm really cautious with everything I do now. And so like literally, I mean, I think Plumber even posted a short about like my stuff I sold him, but like I made a pretty big deal with Plumber over the last, week. And he the whole time on the phone, he's just like drilling me like, dude, why would you sell this? Like, why are you selling this to me? Like, why don't you still believe it? I'm like, yeah, dude, for all I know, this is all gonna be worth more in another month. You're gonna make a ton of money off me. Why are you doing that? I'm like, dude, I have other plans for the money. Like it's been my plan from day one, like a year ago when I said it on the channel. My plan is to get the house paid off this year. I'm trying to get capital out of my product to pay my house off so that if any of this stuff goes down or in the next year or so, and I'm not making as much money on Pokemon, that we don't have bills that we have to worry about, going and getting a job and stuff. So like, I'm trying to explain this to him and he's just like, it blows his mind. Like that I'm selling stuff. I'm like, dude, I want to make sure to insulate myself in this time to where I keep multiple streams of income. I take profits where I need to take profits. I keep some, I'm still keeping a large amount of my investment, and I'm just like getting set up for in case the worst. It's kind of like plan for the best, prepare for the worst type thing. So like, I'm right with you, man. Like, it's like, keep everything rolling like normal, but always, it's never a bad idea to take some money off the table and put it other places to reduce your risk. So I am. What about you, Nathan? You probably doing the opposite? Are you opening a third store or what?
Oh God, no. What am I trying to lose more money? No. No, I mean, business operations, it's not as far as long-term goals go, there's not really any, you just kind of try to just make it to the end of the week, let alone end of the month, and make sure everything's covered and paid for, right? Especially right now when I don't know if I can get, I don't know how much Final Fantasy, the next set of Magic I'm going to get. I have no idea. Should I plan for that, or like being like, oh, I'm going to be rich off of that? No, because I'm not going to get hardly any, and I'm not like, so my life isn't going to change from, if Destin's Rivals, if my numbers are insane and I get all 900 of my Prismatic Evolutions ETBs that I put in for, I'm not going to get those shit. Like, why should I expect and plan for that? So definitely a situation where bills are every month. I got to pay the same bills, and I got to pay my employees, and I have to cover all that stuff. As far as like planning or anything like that, I'm just rolling it into the next thing if I have anything left over, and buying what I can and trying to keep it moving. I there's nothing I sit on. I don't like stash product away. I don't do any of that stuff. I
don't know, man. I saw a lot of bulk stash back there.
Look, if somebody wants to come through and sweep all my bulk for what I want for it, they're welcome to it too. Okay.
How's the TCG Player thing been? Have you kept your inventory over 100,000?
For what?
I remember when you were in the bulking up series, like you got to like 100,000 listings.
Oh yeah. We're up to we just hit 160 yesterday, actually. So 160,000 cards. So yeah, we're still raising the bar, getting things in there. Yeah, for sure.
That sounds so like crazy unmanageable.
Are you doing MetaZoo, Mason? Did you buy any of the new MetaZoo?
I did not. I'm not in on MetaZoo. Obviously, I'm
not supporting it, Dan.
But
look at you.
Well, I know a lot of people on the MetaZoo team. But yeah, I'm here to support. I think it's great. I think what they've done is great. But yeah, I'm not exactly emptying a glass case for the MetaZoo singles yet. Not yet.
Fair enough.
What about you, Retro?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I bought 200 booster boxes, and then I bought a bunch of those magazines, like the Card Pro magazine, because it comes with like alpha MetaZoo stuff, and then it comes with a Scarlet and Violet booster pack, which is like water. It's like immediate liquidity on that. So I'm gonna try it and see what happens. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I think it's gonna do all right. So we'll see what happens. And if I take a L, it'll be some funny content, right? So,
No, I'm not bullish on it, but like, I think you'll be fine. I think anyone buying it and taking advantage of the initial wave, first set, maybe second set and all that, like, and as long as TCGs are strong, but like, man, how can MetaZoo compete now? second time around, you got Magic, Lorcana, One Piece, Pokemon, all drilling it. It's like, I feel like if we do go through that downturn, if it does come, I feel like the lesser known TCG is going to be the first ones that kind of tumble. And so like, that's the only thing I'm scared of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my thinking is like worst case scenario. I mean, worst case scenario would be
You'll be
losing
fine,
money, right? But like my thing is like, even if I could just break even on the boxes, I can net the credit card fees, and it like, if I can show to a distributor in the bear market, yo, I'm doing like 4 to 5 million in Japanese boxes, and I bought like a ton of MetaZoo, and here's all my like invoices. It's like, you got to break me off with something. Like, you got to give me an ETB case or something, dude. I made it with MetaZoo. Like, you got to do something. You know what I mean? So like, that's my thinking with it. Like, obviously, like I think Charlie and Squeaks are smart for sure, and I think that they understand like the dynamics of how to run a TCG at a very high level, but I would be lying if I was saying that like it was, I didn't have like selfish intentions behind. Like I definitely think that this will be something to sort of put on the resume to try to get a distributor. You know what I mean? So
he's building his resume.
building the English resume, bro. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Just open a brick and mortar.
I was gonna say, just go pay $2,000 a month for a store or something just to get product.
$2,000 a month. Jeez, I wish. Oh God.
Well, I mean, you're just gonna get some little cheap place just to get product delivered to. You're not actually gonna run a card shop, right?
That's fair.
I'm thinking about like commercial real estate in the future, and like trying to have like a distribution hub type thing, not like an LGS.
Oh no!
Like, but trying to, baby. I'm trying to set up for the long term. Like,
what's wrong, Mason?
He's not feeling it. He's not feeling. Oh no!
You just blocked. He just went away.
The camera was crazy. Oh man!
He just blanked out.
Let me ask you this though, Alex. Like, because I know you said you're trying to do it for some personal goals and things like that. But is what most of what you're selling, is it Scarlet and Violet? Like, are you still holding on to like a good percentage of the of your Sword and Shield position, or are you selling?
It was no Scarlet and Violet actually. It was mostly XY Sun and Moon.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's just ran so crazy lately, and it's like, I don't think it's. I told Plumber, I'm like, dude, no, I don't think it's gonna crash. I'm not selling like it's gonna crash. Like he thinks I'm trying. Like, dude, you're my friend. Why would I dump something on you that I thought? If I thought that, I would just tell you and sell it to someone else. Like, I think it's had crazy run. I think it'll probably go through another time of stagnation, and I just don't. If I'm right, and it does eventually kind of reach these like kind of points where it tops out and kind of goes stagnant, maybe give some back, maybe trades in a range. I just don't want to be in it for another like 2, 3, 4 years. I want the money for something else, and it feels like it's a good price point to get out of a lot of this stuff. That's all it is.
What do you think about Sword and Shield stuff? I mean, I know that's broad. There's a lot of sets, but like, are you still fairly bullish on like Sword and Shield for the most part?
Dude, I am. Like, everything's turning around. I mean, like Lost Origins, like I think setting new highs again, and Fusion Strike's turning, and chill. They all kind of went through that dip after that massive run, and I thought we'd see like even more of a pullback. We didn't see much of a pullback with them. Now they're all turning around, running again. Like, I just think people are looking for opportunity anywhere. And the more expensive Scarlet Violet gets, the better Sword and Shield's gonna look at the prices, right? Like when you look at, Surging Sparks, you're like, well, this set was released a few months ago. It's the same price as like a Silver Tempest or something. What am I doing here, right? Like, why don't I go buy the 5-year-old or 3-year-old set,
No,
so, yeah.
Dude, it's crazy too, man, because it's funny. Like, I know you've talked about how like people are sealed collectors before, but like people, okay, so I have a bunch of those Evolving Skies ETBs, and I vended a card show with Josh, and I took a few. Anyways, I sold one for like $225, and this lady opened it in front of me, and I had loose packs available for cheaper than the ETB was. There's no promo in the ETBs. She didn't care. And I even told her, I was like, hey, like, if you're just going to open this, like, you should just buy the packs. And she's like, no, like, I prefer the ETB or whatever. And I was like, okay. This lady opened a $225 Evolving Skies ETBs. I took all of them off the table. And I'm not, I haven't, so I'm like, dude, that is crazy. You know what I mean? So like, me personally, like, I'm not selling any Sword and Shield stuff. Like, dude.
Wait, her opening it made you not want to sell anymore?
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? People are opening these for $225. Like, I'm waiting until these hit 500, baby. Let's go. Like, because here's the thing with the ETBs, especially like the booster boxes, people are keeping sealed because they know that that's like the S tier like investment grade product of Evolving Skies. But like the ETBs for the longest time, like no one wanted that stuff. Like the ETBs sat cheap for a long time, and people were breaking that down to get the packs. So I actually think that there's like somewhat maybe potential scarcity to the ETBs. And again, like I put it on the table for 225 and she opened it, and I was like, what?
One less out there.
Yeah, man. Like, so I just took them off the
day.
table, and I was like, "Yeah, forget
Guarantee
it, bro.
it. Happens every day.
These are going back in the closet, dog. Like, wild, man."
That was my whole plan for Ripping Ships. It was like, make the product more scarce for us. I'm just trying to help us out.
Pokemon Center stuff, like all these guys that I have up here, like people buy them every day, and they rip them, they open them,
Wait, what are they?
All the Pokemon Center ETBs and stuff that I've been buying.
Stop it.
People buy them all the time, and just
stop it.
No, they do. Not everybody, obviously, but
I mean, I guess
kids come in, buy like the Zacian. What's the Zacian ones? The ones up there, the black and white, or the black and gold ones. Somebody opened one of these guys the other day.
Yeah.
Took it to the dome. Yeah.
I mean, at least the Scarlet Violet ones, they have the promos. Yeah, the Sword and Shield ETBs, like Retro said, it's crazy. It's wild. I can't fathom it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know there is a very, especially with all like the crazy, videos with like all the, pipe detector packs and all that. Like everyone, it definitely has a certain portion of people that are really like worried about loose packs. So like I understand it in that perspective. They just want to open a sealed product of packs. So like I guess that maybe has something to do with it.
Have you ever dealt like? Are you like vetting people in any way when you buy packs? Like, are you like opening any percentage, or like do you only buy from people that you've bought from before? Like, what's your strategy with that?
I mean, mostly, if it's like if I'm worried about it, I'll try to like reach out to some people and see if they bought from them before. And then, sometimes I just gamble with it, and I buy it, and I'm just like, well, we'll find out. And if it's resealed, then I guess I'll just refund everybody, and we'll go about our way. I'll lose the money, and I'll try to get the money back from that person. But at this point now, I'm pretty good. Like I still do buy packs sometimes from like randoms. And I try to vet them and things, but a lot of the stuff I buy now is like people I've bought from now before, and like they I don't know where they get the product, but they get large amounts, and I buy in quantities of like 500 to 1,000 packs of a set at a time, and usually multiple sets. And I've always had good experiences. So now I'm like finally starting to find people that just like I don't know where they source from, but I source from them, and I guess they're making a margin on it because I am too, and so it kind of gets to that point where you're just like, maybe I can find cheaper prices from others, but it's nice to just buy from someone you don't have to worry about. And if it all makes sense, it's fine. And so, but yeah, I mean, definitely when I was starting out, like really growing like intensely and just having to find any and everywhere, I definitely just kind of bought it from a lot of people and kind of went with it and found out as I went. But I mean, we've been really lucky. I mean, we've pulled crazy stuff from all of these Evolving Skies and Fusion and Chilling and all these Sword and Shield packs everyone was most worried about. Like, we've got crazy hits from them. I mean, I pulled 2 Moonbryons now from loose packs. So,
you know what's funny? Where I bought most of my Evolving Skies from was from this guy at a card show, and I asked him, I was like why? And he needed like something done to his truck or whatever, and like I can't even make this up, bro. I was like, he was like, yeah, man, like I'm investing in Evolving Skies and I'm investing in Ground Zenith. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, do you watch like YouTube and stuff? And he's like, yeah, man, I actually found my way to this guy's channel, Nostalgia 9. I was like, oh my God. And he printed, dude. It's funny too, because like he made money off me, right? Like I bought all of his packs and all of his ETBs. He made money, paid off his truck or like whatever he needed, fixed with that or whatever. I sat on the product and I'm like, everybody wins. You know what I mean? Like I think that a lot of the time people think that like someone's getting taken advantage of, and that's not always the case. Like there's ways for every rung of the ladder to like kind of be successful. And there's just like so much negativity and like divisiveness right now. And it's just like, dude, that's only going to limit you. Like, yeah, man, like everybody can win. Like, yeah, I don't know.
It's like that in every business, right? It's like the people who sell the raw materials win, the people who supply it win and make the product, the people who the company who actually sells the product, the store wins, the retailer wins. It's like, that's how business always has worked. And I think people like think it needs to be like some kind of thing where, well, someone's got to be getting taken advantage of, like you said. And it's just like, it's not that way. It's like if the market drops, people definitely lose money, but like, as long as things are stable, this person made the margin they wanted by, scalping or whatever. And, I'm making the margin off it, whatever I do, whether I vend or stream or whatever. And, Mason buys product from people, sells it in a store, you know, that they get the price they want. Mason's customers have something to buy, and Mason makes a little. Like, I don't know why it's like the way it is. What do you guys think? Why is the hobby so divisive? Is it content? Is it just for content?
Yeah, Mason, are people mean to you in store or only on YouTube? Like, do people come in and like sling poo at you, or like people generally pretty nice?
No, most of the time people are pretty nice. Yeah, man. I've made countless videos talking about, you know, there's other ways to perceive value other than just like the absolute rock bottom of what you can find this price or this product for anywhere else, right? Like buying from me, you know, if something's wrong, I'm going to take care of you on it, right? Like that's a satisfaction there. There's a protection there that gives a sort of a premium, a little bit of buffer that's worth the extra whatever percent, right? Like a lot of people, if they are uncomfortable with how things are and are unsure and just casual buyers, the extra little safety nets that we provide are actually a good thing that they're willing to pay for. Whereas, yeah, people that are in this chat right now can go and probably buy everything on my shelf for cheaper, right? Because you have the knowledge and you know what to look for, you know what, you know, yada, yada, yada. Not everybody's as engaged as you all are. Not everybody's as, you know, savvy on this stuff. They'd much rather just walk into a store, talk to somebody that knows what they're doing, or at least should know what they're doing, right? Know what to look for, and then, you know, pay up a little bit and walk out with something that they feel good about, you know, and they don't have to question like, oh, geez, is this resealed? Is this shady? Is this a box of rocks? You know, something like that. They don't have to worry about that. And if something does happen and they go home and then something's wrong, I'm going to take care of them on it, right? I'm going to replace it or give them their money back or whatever. So there is value there outside of just like, hey, the packs in this product are worth X. The promo is worth X. Therefore, it should be worth this. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, and like I said it earlier in the live, I don't know if you guys were on yet, but it's just like someone's going to make the money. Whether it be the distributors holding back product or, you know, the distributor opening up a new shell company in their name and selling it, or it's going to be the stores making the money, or the scalper is going to make the money. Someone is going to make the money off of you because they're going to sell it online. There's going to be customers online. That's going to be the price. And so the person has to decide, well, who do I want to make my money? Do I want it to be some random scalper who's going to not even be in the hobby in a year because the thing's dried up and I can't make as much money? Do I want it to be, you know, some random nameless faceless store? Do I want it to be my local LGS? It's like, I would rather have my local LGS make the money if someone's going to make it, because this whole idea of like, well, they should sell at MSRP. It's just like, okay, yeah. And have a line out the door like Black Friday. Everyone comes in, gets their stuff, clears you out in one day. They all sell it online. They make all the money. Why do you want them?
Here's the thing too. So when people are crying for okay, what happens when people sell for MSRP? People get into
someone buys it and resells it.
Well, no. I'm saying like what ends up happening, like when these store, like when a store has something available for MSRP in this market, what happens? People get into fights at Costco. Old men are getting elbowed,
sells out in no time.
Yeah, people like all this negativity and all this crazy stuff. So it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? And like people just don't have understanding of basic economics, basic supply and demand curve. It's like you say you want MSRP and you say you want this stuff to be, but if it is MSRP, it's not going to be available. And you're going to encounter not the greatest kind of people that are willing to be violent or, you know, like just bad stuff. Like that's what you're going to encounter, unfortunately. And people say like it's the scalper's fault, but it's like, go scalp Funko Pops and see what happens. Like it is not the scalper. No one is buying that. Like you can go buy all the Funko Pops off the shelf at Target right now, and you're not going to make any money. You can scalp those and you won't make any money. People are buying from the people that are buying this product. It's in demand. They're willing to pay those prices. That's why the price is what it is. So people are like, oh, it's the scalpers. It's like, no, it's not the scalpers. It's the demand. Like people, oh man, it's so frustrating, man. Like people just don't understand. And it's not going to last forever, but it's just like, dude, where there's retail arbitrage to be had, like people are going to make it. Like, yeah, man. And like, I think it's like so weird too, to like get on like your moral pedestal and just be like, oh, well, I think that's like, dude, you have no idea what those people have going on. Like people always characterize them. And it's like, man, I remember during the Panorama, people were out of work, and maybe it's a different dynamic now, but like people were out of work and like, that's what they were doing to like stay alive. You know what? I don't know. And even if you're not, and even it's America. It's a free market, dude. Like, grow up. Like, I don't know if that's a hot take, but it's just like, grow up, dude. Like, honestly, like, this is capital. Like, you want all the good stuff that comes from being like the best capitalist economy in the world. You got to deal with not being able to get Pokemon cards every once in a while. Like, be an adult, man. Be respectful. Grow up. Like, if you would have got there first, you would have bought it. You're just mad that somebody else got there first. Like, sorry. Like, you know, and like, man, it's crazy too. Like, people always say like, oh, like, you say all this negative stuff and you talk down to people, and like, do you, or do you just say like, hey man, like, if you want more money, like, you should work more? Like, it's like, what are we talking about? Like, are we adults here? Like, if you want more money, you go pick up an extra shift at work, you work overtime. Like, that's how the world works. Like, this is like, no one's going to come and like save you and like let money just fall into your lap. Like, you got to grind. You know what I mean? And people see people that are successful and they just think like, oh, must be nice. And it's like, dude, you have no idea the amount of work and time and risk and stuff like that people have put into this. It's so crazy, dude, to just like sit and be like, it must be nice. Yeah, it must be nice to bust your butt for 5 years straight, take risks that other people weren't willing to take, and build a business that no one was coming to save you if you failed. Yeah, it must be nice. Like, come on, man. Like, we're adults. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, so, I don't know.
Then especially for like, I mean, Retro, do you have anyone working with you yet, or are you still on your own?
I mean, my girlfriend helps me a decent amount, but like, I need to hire an employee like very, very soon, because it's getting pretty dark. So
yeah, but I was gonna say like, and especially for like people like Mason, it's just like, then you start having other people depend on you for their livelihood. Yeah. And like, they're expecting, you know, that shop to be open every single day and that paycheck to hit their account every single week or 2 weeks or whatever. And then you have that whole stress on your shoulders. And it's just like, you know, and then also you want to see them do well, especially like me with my, you know, my friend, hire my friend. It's just like, I want to find ways to keep expanding, not for me, for him, like this, to be able to advance him more and him make more money. And I'm sure Mason feels the same way. It's just like, there's so many things that people just don't think about. It's always just like someone's evil because they made money.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Isn't that the goal? Like, isn't that the goal? Like, if you went and told your child self, like, yo, dude, just wait, in 20 years, you're going to be doing this as a career. Would your child self be like, you're horrible, like, you don't really love this? Like, no, you'd be like, oh my God, really? I can do Pokemon as a job? Like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, imagine you and your buddy have been playing basketball together your entire lives, and you guys get to the end of high school or whatever, and you're like, man, I think I'm going to try to, you know, get a scholarship to go to college. He's like, you're going to go to college and play basketball professionally and make money for it? Like, what a horrible person. You didn't ever love basketball at all. It's like, what? Like, what? Like, that is so crazy, dude. Like, people are wild about, like, this is such a blessing, man. Like, oh man, like, I'm sorry I'm hijacking and kind of going off the rails here, but like, it just burns me out, dude. Like, I can't stand the negativity. Like, I don't watch a lot of Pokemon content anymore because it's just all negative, and it's just like, I just can't stand a bunch of adults like acting like it's, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. It's just, it's negative. It's, Ladies
and gentlemen, retrospects. What do you think, Mason? What's your take?
Do you think?
No, yeah, I mean, like you were saying, like, yeah, I have employees, right? I want to take care of them. Obviously, they're part of the community. They're part of the local people. Like, they want to come and play games, and they want to come and play, you know, be a part of it too. That's part of the fun and the allure of working in a game store. Yeah. Do I pay fantastically? Not really. I'd like to take care of them, right? I would like to eventually get there, but you know, that's part of it. It's just like, you know, I'm doing the best I can. And then, you know, we all grow together, right? That's the idea. It's like, we're going to hopefully grow bigger and better with the people that I have and the people that want to be a part of it. Right. So that's a huge motivator and a huge like thing that I have to always be conscious of, is like, I'm not just, it's not about me. My name's on signing all the checks, but you know, those checks are going to people that work for me and do great work for me and work very hard, you know? Yeah. So it's, that's important. The relationship between a boss and an owner, or a boss and an employee, is not always cold and heartless. You know, it's I need them just like, you know, I think they need me. Right. So that's the give and take of it.
Yeah, and like, it's like, not everyone wants to do everything. Like, not every employee wants to be a boss. Not everyone, you know, wants to own a business.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, there's
I have
something
employees
that's
that are happy.
Rudy talks about it. I love when Rudy talks about that because it's so true. Like,
Yeah.
where it's like some people just literally want to have a job to show up to make enough money to take home and be able to, when they hit the clock and clock off, they don't have to worry about anything. They're off the clock. They don't have to take calls. They don't have to get on in the middle of the night and do. They're done. They get to go home, watch a movie, order a pizza, whatever, and they're done. And they show up the next day and do their work. And it's like that's not how your life is as a business owner. You're 24/7. You're going to be working way more hours than you would have working a regular job. Sometimes you're going to make more than your employees. Sometimes, some months you're going to make less than what you pay your employees because of whatever's happening in the market or losses you take or risks, whatever. And it's just like, no one ever talks about like that side of things. It's always just like, oh, if you made money, you're a big, evil, fat cat business owner and you're bad now.
Yeah. I mean, I have an employee that, is very happy. He'll probably work here as long as I let him. As long as I'm in business, he's going to be here because he has a great home environment. He's taking care of his parents that are, disabled, and he needs a job that's low impact and low stress, and there is people out here that need a job that they enjoy, that not high stress. It's retail, but it's at least you're around stuff that's cool and fun. And they're okay with that. And like I said, he will probably work for me as long as I'm in business because he loves the job. He's great at what he does, and he's not trying to manage and grow, have a Lamborghini and all that. He just just trying to go home and take care of his parents and have a great life. That's all he wants.
By the way, what color is your guys' Lamborghinis?
We're all got matching, just the cardinal red ones. So
good. Okay, you going with the red?
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
That's the idea.
Cause I got the yellow. I didn't want to match.
That's a bold move, but okay.
Hey, Gabriel, I saw this. I'm sorry, man. I'm just taking this. It'd be funny if someone kept track of all the Magic 8-Ball answers and has given and see how well it performed if you followed it. That actually would be hilarious if someone did that. Like, because we have asked it a lot of questions. Luke, appreciate you as well, man. Did you know your arch enemy Rob Burns quit the hobby? Yeah, dude, I don't want to talk about that, man. Look, I will talk about that. The YouTube stuff, it's all fun and games, right? Disagreements about Pokemon, like different takes, mad at you for this drama, that drama. That's all fair game. Dude, when he's actually like going through like life problems, that we don't talk about that. It's not funny. Don't wish that on anyone, even arch enemies. Like, no, I feel for Rob. I hope everything's going good with him. Wish him nothing but the best. If everything's going good in his life and he's solid in life and he wants to come back to YouTube, then we can beef and be at each other's throats or whatever. I don't care then. But no, like when that's going on, guys, you got to get out of this weird internet world and realize, dude, that's people's lives and it's not funny anymore.
Yeah,
so,
I never talked to the guy, but I watched a little bit of his stuff, and good for him, like being conscious and making that decision. Like like that's not an easy one. So good on him for that.
Especially, I mean, his channel, he was almost at like 10,000 subscribers. Like, we all know that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
I can't even get to 2, bro. So,
dude, you grown so much when you started posting, but then when you stop posting,
that's the thing. You got to keep, posting videos. You got to keep going.
I gotta stay consistent with it. I gotta stay consistent.
Mason, why did you go on that dead time for a while there?
Man, I
just got burnt.
Not even really that. I just got so much I'm doing. From one week to the next. I should be just binging videos whenever I can. Take an hour and just film a week's worth of stuff and just call it a day at that. But just why make content about saying the same thing over and over? I could totally do it and just keep cranking it out. But YouTube is for fun. It's not really like I don't really have to like be here. I guess I like doing it, but it's for fun. It's for me. It's for me to talk about my feelings about things. It's not about like I gotta make a video every day or else I'm gonna be. I don't really care about that. Obviously I enjoy.
He's talking at me, guys.
No. Just relax. No. I just have so much more stuff I'm doing. So I love making videos. It's lots of fun. I enjoy it a lot. It's therapeutic for me. making little dumb skits is therapeutic for me to like make fun of the hobby and like how ridiculous it is. That's the fun stuff. I wish I had more time to do that. That's like the stuff that I would like really enjoy, right? So, yeah,
Playing
make more
card shop
time for that.
simulators and
That too. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in that shop forever. They probably already reproed everything.
dang.
Yeah, it's rough.
Wow.
I need to get back there.
Hey, Ronnie, I really appreciate the gifted memberships, man.
Hey.
If you guys got one of those, make sure to thank Ronnie. And also Rudy's Basement. Rudy's Basement.
Great name.
Been a member for 2 months now. Appreciate that too, dude. No, I wanted to ask both of you about that because you're both obviously creators too. It's like, what do you guys think about that lately? Because I feel it too. I am very cognizant of it. I'm still putting out videos, but it does feel like
you're everywhere. What do you like?
No, but it does feel like and it's been like, I mean, there's been times like this in hobby, but it does feel like everyone's saying the same thing right lately. It does feel like everyone's kind of just like mimicking each other. It is getting a little rundown.
I mean, I enjoy watching content for people that have like unique experiences. Like,
I hear. I should preface that by saying you're not. You're just talking about like what you see in your business and like,
oh, sure.
And Retro's given his take. I'm saying like the like I guess stereotypical like market content creator. Pull up the TCG charts. There's like that side of things, and then there's like the drama side of things. Like every news story, every scalper incident, every vending machine thing, every drama channel gets on just says the same exact thing about all the same stuff. It just seems like everyone's kind of stuck in their niche and they're just saying the same things every single time. And I'm part of the problem. I'm doing it too, and I'm trying to find ways out of that because I'm noticing it. It's kind of worse than it's been.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like because there's so many people that popped out of nowhere, like we're just all just talking in circles. There's nothing like happening.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be like 50 people sitting in front of their collection at home and talking about how crazy it is out there to have to find and like stock reports of their local Walmarts and Targets. Like I don't need that every day. I'm good. That's just. But obviously it's confused, right? Or else they would stop doing it, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know, but. Yeah, I mean, I subscribe and I watch people that I think have unique takes and obviously like have some sort of value to watching to or some sort of experiences they're speaking from. Anybody can make a YouTube video about the market and think they're some sort of savant and it'll probably get views. I don't know why, but they do, right now. So the algorithm is just feeding off each other, and that's just how it is. In fact, the more niche content or the nuanced stuff does worse. Like my little Star Wars skit, I thought it was gonna be, this is gonna be great. Everybody's gonna love it.
Oh, it was great.
It was like I got like 2,000 views. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna make another fucking Journey Together video then. All right, cool. It is what it
problem.
is. Yeah,
that's the problem right there. Is I do the same thing. Anytime I try to go off brand a little bit and try to do something different, the views show.
Yeah,
and everyone says like, oh, we want something different. We want this. You do something different. Your views are down, engagement's down, no one cares. And you're just like, oh, I'll just make a video saying something about, reprints or this. And it's like, oh, #1 video, all these views here, all this engagement, every comment. And you're just like, that's what you guys want.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I made my channel started from like people just saying stupid stuff and just speaking out their butts. And I've tried to correct that. And it just seems like, especially now, it's just like worse than ever, where people are just like saying things that they have no idea about, no context for. They have no way of knowing, no way to experience what they're talking about. It's just like, can we get some actual people with some experience and like knowledge here? Like, can we just, I don't know how we like curate the content or like, validate people. We have to have like, card carrying cabal members or something. If that's what we have to do, we'll make little ID cards if we have to, but like
card carrying cabal members.
It just feels like there's just everybody's just like, I love like the daily vlog, like, hey, this is like what's collecting like is right now, which is fine. But like,
dude, it could be like a Pokey and E credibility check. You just pull out your card, you're like, credibility check. So
I don't know who's in charge of that or who, if there's like a board that we have to have or something to approve this stuff. I don't know, but.
It sounds so much fun, man. It sounds so serious and so much fun at the same time.
Yeah.
A board of executives to pass out Cabal membership cards. I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure it'd be just as fun as like being a member of your HOA or something. Yeah.
It's weird with the credibility check stuff too, because it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because if you don't say like, hey, I've been here for a while, or like my business is doing X amount or whatever, then people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, who are you to say anything or tell me anything? And then if you show people like, hey, like I actually do this, like, here's my numbers, and people are like, oh, you're just flexing. You know what I mean? So it's like there is no winning, right? Like all you can really do is just try to be like, I guess, as thoughtful and honest and transparent as possible. But like, you're always going to have somebody on either side that's going to hate you for like whatever you do. I mean, like I remember like the first couple of videos I posted and people were like, like, oh, scalper and stuff. And like the boxes behind me are Japanese. They're Japanese boxes, guys. Like, how do you think I scalped them? Like, I didn't scalp them, and then
You got
like,
scalped.
I know
You
I got
got
scalped.
scalped.
And one guy was like, he was like, I don't know why people always feel the need to put product behind them to make themselves seem more credible or whatever. And I'm just like,
Ooh.
well, dude, like if I mean, I didn't say anything, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, I'm just standing here.
sorry.
Like, like I'm
My
literally
bad.
just
My
standing
bad.
here. Like, aesthetically, like it looks a little bit nicer. So yeah, like you're always gonna have somebody that's gonna hate you like one way or the other. As far as the the echo chamber stuff goes, I think that they're like a lot of the new channels, like they look up to people like you or Brian or people that like have been doing it for a while, and like they are trying to maybe find their own lane, but they don't necessarily know. What are you showing off? I can't see what he's showing off. But
Just check
This credibility check.
Just checking stuff out in my case. No big deal.
Oh,
No,
okay.
don't worry about it.
Casual Charizard GX from Hidden Face or something. But yeah, like I think that they're trying to find like their own way, because like they maybe like look up to you guys, or like they want to start their own channels, but they don't necessarily know how to like come up with their own fresh takes or whatever, right? Because they're just sort of listening to what you guys have to say. And like with the stuff that I make, like just because I'm like I have such a passion for finance, like I try to draw comparisons between like traditional financial markets and like show how that can relate to Pokemon. And like I like to think that that's maybe a little bit unique. I like to think I maybe like go like I don't know anybody that's like comparing the yield curve to like Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like I try to do stuff that's a little bit different, but sometimes like I'll see a video that you'll put out or Brian will put out, and I'll be like, oh man, like I wanted to talk about that, and then I feel like, oh, I shouldn't post a video now. You know what I mean? Because like I don't want to sound like I'm copying you guys or whatever. And like I agree with like most of what you say anyway. So I'm like, am I really adding value here if I like make a video? You know what I mean? So that's kind of tough too, because you don't want to like come off like you're copying people or like you're just regurgitating or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's tough. And to your point, it's like if people are responding to it, you just kind of have to rock and roll with it. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I remember when we were talking with Brian after that stream, and he was like, dude, sometimes I put up videos and I'm like, oh, like that wasn't that great. And then it's like one of my best performing videos, right? So it's like sometimes you're too critical of yourself, and it turns out that people actually end up liking the stuff that you were really critical of yourself about. So yeah, it's a tough call, but I really think that consistency is good. And I also think that people want not only the affirmation, but like they want to feel like they're connected to somebody. You know what I mean? Like they want to feel like, okay, like we're in this together. You know what I mean? And so I think there's a little bit of that. And so you being consistent and coming out like every single day and like posting a video and doing the live, they're like, okay, like Alex is still in this. Like I feel confident too. You know what I mean? Because maybe they don't have anybody in their personal life that they can talk to about the financial side of Pokemon. And so the only way for them to find that connection is through YouTube or Discord or whatever, right? And so if they see you coming out and being consistent, it like reinforces them. They're like, okay, yeah, like I feel good about what I'm doing because I see this other group of people out there, even if they're not like in my immediate area. Like I know that there's other people out there that are still rocking and rolling and like staying the course. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of us are probably our own worst critics as it is. Like I put out videos a lot of time and I'm just like, did I really say anything that valuable? Like, should I even post this? And you're just like, and then you get the people in the comments who are saying stuff like, dude, you've already said this like 10 times. I'm just like, yeah, but like there's people that just found my channel like in the last couple of months where I haven't talked about this. And then like they're in the comments saying, oh, this was so helpful. Thanks for this video. And it's just like, you have to come to grips with not every video is going to be right for everyone. And everyone's going to be different stages that haven't heard certain things. There's just so much that like, again, this all is like stuff that goes on, I'm sure, a lot of our minds that no one thinks about. They just think like, every video you're going to put out is going to be this like new golden knowledge they've never heard is going to make them a millionaire. It's just like, dude, there's so much stuff going on. There's so many different takes and nuances and like different people that enter at different stages that haven't heard this then and this there. And it's just like, Alex, I've been following your channel forever. You said this a year ago. It's just like, do you know how many people got in the hobby in a year? Go back and look at my channel a year ago. I've like over doubled in size. That would mean, if you're right, then a year ago, over half the people here haven't heard this. Like, I need to make this video. And so,
did you see the comments about people that didn't know who Squeaks was?
What?
Oh, it's a disaster. It's terrible. Like, I can't believe it. Like, can you imagine living in a world not knowing who Squeaks was?
Who said that?
It was in your chat, in the chat.
Oh,
section,
really?
when you were talking about it, I was like,
I mean,
wow,
I
really are.
It makes sense though. Squeaks has been.
I know, it's been a minute. Yeah,
man,
a long time.
It's been a while now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, like sometimes, I mean, even for me, like again, I don't watch like a ton of, I don't venture out and watch like a ton of the other Pokemon content, but like I watch you guys, and sometimes like I'm not necessarily like looking for like any alpha or like, oh, I need to invest in this, or like, hey, maybe I'm missing this place. Sometimes I'm just like genuinely interested in like what you guys are thinking about. You know what I mean? Like bouncing ideas and like that's cool to hear. It's like, okay, yeah, like I'll listen to you for 10, 15 minutes and kind of hear like where your head's at. And that's genuinely interesting to me. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna like buy all this or sell all this or whatever, but it's like, okay, like cool, like that's where he's at with it. Like let's see where this guy's at, and it's just it's entertainment. Like it's interesting, and it's like in real life, I imagine we'd have a lot of the same conversations, So and we're all busy, we're all working and stuff like that, so we can't always tap in and talk to people every day and stuff like that. So sometimes like that is my connection to hearing like where you guys' heads at and what you're thinking about and like what plays you're making and stuff like that, and how you're feeling about different products. It's like, and it's nice, it's succinct, it's 10 to 15 minutes most of the time, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people like that too, and that's generally how like I digest content or consume content or whatever, so.
Well, and the kind of sad part, I guess, about YouTube is like, if you play the game, your channel's going to grow. Like, come on me, like being consistent, doing it every single day. It's just like, well, yeah, my channel grew, but it's just like the same thing happens with other people who want to play it even better, who want to post every day and they do shorts every day, and then they edit their content and have all kind of like jump cuts and short and all this, and then YouTube's going to reward that, and viewers like that better, and they're going to grow even faster. And it's just like, then you end up with a bunch of people just like that are YouTubers and content creators, but aren't really that versed on the market. And it's like, really, a lot of these smaller channels they may people not even heard about are probably giving the best advice, like channels like yours, and there's like a lot of people out there giving great advice, but because you're not like wanting to play the whole YouTube game and content game, people will see like, oh yeah, but I listen to this guy, he's got 100,000 subs, so he must know more. It's just like, not really. He knows more about content creation.
Well, it is good too, because like I feel like the first time around, like a lot of the people that were big were just kind of like big in some other field, like they were like big Twitch streamers, and then they like came over. Like a lot of the people now that are really big in Pokemon are big because like they know Pokemon and they've been here for like a long time. You know what I mean? And like that was different in like the first boom. And so back then it was kind of like, oh, you guys don't really know what you're talking about. But now like a lot of the people like do know what they're talking about. Like, you, Mason, Brian, like you guys do know, like you do this every single day. You know what I mean? It's not to say that like you'll get everything 100% right, and like you'll never get like no one can get everything 100% right. But it's like you guys are putting your money where your mouth is, and not everybody back then was. And so it was easier to be maybe like more critical or kind of be like, hey, maybe your intentions are misplaced or whatever. But like that's not as much the case now. Like most of the people, at least that I know, that are kind of like big, making like the businessy investment kind of content, like they're doing it. Like it's not a joke. Like they believe what they're saying. You know what I mean? And I think that's important. And Dan does like talks about the cosplay investors. It's like I don't know. Like I'm sure they're out there, but like I don't know who those channels are. You know what I mean? Like Mason owns 2 stores. Like you rip and ship every day. Like
he's a cosplay card shop owner.
Yeah,
that's right. This 360 green screen is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Great what AI can
Works
do.
great.
Dude, your story is massive, man.
It goes back a ways, doesn't it?
Like that's just crazy keeping that much inventory. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I don't keep that inventory. That's why it's empty. But
I mean, no, a lot of it's full. Dude. That's a lot. I mean, just keeping track of that many different games and like just all the products. And I mean, what do you do? Do you like have board games too and stuff, or what?
We got rid of the board games. We don't do board games anymore. But we have like, I got my plush over here. I guess some people that I got my plush, my Gundams in the back corner over there. I got Gundams, and then the video game side is all on the other side, and then all the other side of the back wall over there. So video games, and then card supplies are way over here.
How do you even stay
all the way at the end.
How do you even stay up to date and knowledgeable about all of that? Like all the new releases, all the drops, all the orders. Like it just seems
It's rough. It's rough.
that's the stuff people don't think about. Again, it's just like think about all the knowledge and like the work it takes to keep up on all of that to make sure there's a store with all those products available for people to walk in and be able to buy. It's like it doesn't just like appear.
It's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of policies, procedures, things I've built out. Yeah, it's a lot.
By the way, guys, I posted everyone in the chat posted links to Retro and Mason's Garden All Gaming's channel.
Thank you.
Sorry, CNA Games now. Make sure you check them out. It's pinned to the top of the chat, so make sure you can click that and give them a sub before you guys head out. Not that we're ending or anything. I just want to make sure you guys know it's there. But
I gotta come to Kentucky, bro. I gotta spend like 2 days and just like go through every single Japanese card you have and just bring cash and whale out, because I'm sure you got some juice back there that you're not optimizing. So
yeah, you need to come here quick because a lot of that stuff's hitting the dumpster. So
okay,
what?
Relax, bro. Relax.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of space, guys. I gotta make space for English.
Hitting the dumpster, he says, dude.
Hitting the dumpster is crazy, bro. Chill.
No.
I'm sure you got so much juice. I'm gonna go back there and be like, dog, like, what do you? I'm gonna pull out like all these random Japanese promos that are like $150, and you'd be like, oh, it's gonna be like unsleeved in a monster box or something like that. Like, yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
probably.
we're not gonna let that happen. We're gonna make you some good money.
Okay.
So Retro, what's the deal? Like, so take us through the Japanese side of things, man. Like, so there's just there's no price. It's not like English. Like there's no price points where things start getting like you just keep buying it and just upcharging it your percentage here, and you still have the customers buying it, huh? No matter what price points they're getting to.
You talking about like the boxes specifically?
Yeah. I
mean, like
your wholesale side.
Yeah, I mean, like I make the same percentage spread regardless of like what the box costs or whatever. I have like I stress test people like very, very like I will place like $10,000 to $20,000 worth of orders with somebody before I ever like use them in the future. Like I'll open boxes, like I'll make sure everything's good. I'll have everything sent to me and stuff like that. So I try to like shop and find like the best prices on stuff, and then like obviously I got to make something too, but like I'm providing a service here. But yeah, man, I mean it doesn't stop. I mean, last year, maybe I can pull up my spreadsheet here. Like last year, I think I did like I started in mid-April, and through mid-April through the end of the year was like 785 grand, and like I'm already over that, and we're not even like through March yet. Like I'm doing like 11 grand gross a day. Like it does not stop. Like it just keeps on going and going and going, and it's wild. And like the more people, like I haven't even like there's so many things that I need to do to like scale it out. Like I need to get business cards. I need to hit like every single card shop on my side of the state, and then I need to go get like a hotel on the other side of the state and go there and hit every single card shop. Like there's like I'm not on Facebook. Like I could probably be on Facebook. Like I should be going to more show. Like there's so many things that I need to do that I'm just like swamped and backed up on. But yeah, man, I mean it sells. Like
how are you doing this? Is this like drop shipping?
Kind of like a little bit. Like sometimes like I'll ship stuff like directly from me if like I have like sometimes I'll buy like if I can get a really good deal on stuff, I'll buy like a ton of it at like a good price just so I can kind of have it. And for a while there I was like selling it with Dan through his eBay, and I'm trying to get like my eBay set up to do that because I want to like hire an employee. Like I want to like scale direct to consumer so I can hire an employee to do that. But it's not quite there yet, and so even like my website, like I haven't been able to like put a bunch of time into that. But yeah, it's been nuts, man. it's been nuts. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I mean, even if the market like cools off a little bit, I think that I don't know. Like I still think that it's going to be strong, and I think it's like a good supplement to English product. And before, like stores just weren't carrying it, not because like it didn't sell, but because like they just didn't like know about it. Like they weren't like most of the biggest stores I deal with, especially locally, are like sports cards guys, and they're like 65, 70 years old. You know what I mean? So like they barely know Pokemon, let alone like Japanese Pokemon, you know? So, but they have streamers, people want the new set on release or whatever. So like once you kind of like get it to them and they see it sells, then it's like a no-brainer, you know what I mean? And so like my goal is to kind of like slowly like ease people, and people like I have, you know, references and like a decently, you know, good name and reputation or whatever, and people are still scared to do stuff, you know, like place an order with me sometimes. Like they're worried, and like I get it, like I totally get it. Like, and traditionally like it's been sketchy. Like I've been scammed, you know what I mean? Like I've not with the boxes, but like I've been scammed buying cards and slabs and stuff like that from Japan before, and that's just kind of par for the course. But yeah, like people are worried, and so it's just trying to like make people feel as comfortable as possible, and just be like look, man, like I'm like as solid as it could possibly get. Like I'm gonna make sure you get your product, everything's gonna be in good order. Like and
has this taken over like the grading side of things?
I still do the grading. Like eBay is scaling pretty good, like more so than I thought it would. But I mean, again, that's just kind of like a function of what the market's doing, and obviously, like it doesn't help that Pokemon keeps coming out with really good sets, right? So I've definitely been scaling the grading and stuff like that too, and but that's what I like enjoy the most is like that side of it. Like I like sourcing. Like I feel like that's like my best skill set is sourcing, and but eBay is not my most like dollars per hour. Like it's not the most optimal use of my time, but I really enjoy it. So it's tough to like kill that off or just stop doing that. Like I have to have something that I enjoy, you know what I mean? Or else I'm just going to completely burn out. So I keep that around, but the wholesale is definitely the largest arm of the business. And then the second biggest one is selling like the wholesale singles to streamers. That's gone crazy too. Wild, man, wild. Like
Hold on,
yeah.
hold on. Sorry, Mason. I know we've been leaving you. You're wholesaling singles as well?
Yeah, I deal with like a couple. Right now I only deal with two people because like I have I'm strapped like just trying to source for them. But yeah, I do like volume of Japanese singles to them.
Is this
And
just like all singles, or is this like promos, or what are we talking?
yeah, I mean, it could be anything from I've made like a couple videos kind of showing like different stuff that I bought in the past, but like it could be anything from like a 50-cent card all the way up to like an SAR, which is the Japanese version of a special illustration rare. So it just depends on what they're looking for. Like basically, like they send me what they need, and like I fulfill as much of it as possible at volume. And it just, you know, keeps on rocking and rolling, you know, like these guys.
Because of your sources, you're able to source it at a low enough cost to make a margin.
Yeah, and I think what's like attractive. So initially, like I was doing this last year, and I thought about it, and I was like, I should like get a streamer. Like I should hire a streamer. Like why am I sourcing for all these other guys? Like I should be doing. But dude, it's just like it's so much work, so much stress, like a logistical nightmare to do all that. And like I would rather take like the guaranteed profit selling to somebody and like make, you know, my percentage or whatever than have to deal with all it just to try to squeeze extra money out and then like put more capital at risk and all that sort of stuff. Like I'm cool having like no carrying cost and just sort of having like a guaranteed buy, you know what I mean? So that's that like I think part of the reason that like they continue to buy from me is like the quality is really good. Like they're buying anywhere from like 20 to 30,000 singles a month, and they're getting like, you know, 30 to 50% pristines at CGC, you know? So like, I don't like most people would like pick through and try to pick out the gradable. Like I don't do that. Like I buy the cards, they come in, I package them, they go out, you know? And like, I've spent time and like, I know like where like to find good cards and like clean cards. And like, sometimes I'll even pay up a little bit because I know the cards are going to be clean. And I think that that's sort of like an intangible that like is a value add, because a lot of people like it's not difficult to like source Japanese cards in mass. It's difficult to source Japanese cards in mass that are going to pristine at like a 50% rate. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's kind of like attractive about my service is like I don't pick through stuff. I'm cool with the profit that I'm guaranteed on the buy. I don't have the carrying cost. and I'm cool with them making money. If they're making money, I'm making money because it means that they're coming back to me. And I think that people miss that, you know, like they feel like they have to make all the money and want to squeeze everybody for every last dollar. And that's just like it's a very like short-sighted way of thinking. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like that in the streaming game too, with like all the people worried about like weighed packs and stuff. It's like, I'm the same way. It's like, do you think I'm gonna sit there and weigh all the packs? Like as soon as the packs come in, they go on stream, they're out to you. It's just like it's always just stays moving. Like I don't even know how the scammers have time to do that. Maybe they just have a ton of time on their hands. Like I couldn't imagine like getting every single pack, trying to like do whatever they do to search them, whatever they use, and try to do that, and then like give everyone on stream no hits, and then try to do that. That sounds like that model would get so overwhelming. Eventually, you get caught. Eventually, your whole business blows up. And it's just like, dude, how about, like you said before, how about we just all win? How about I make a margin? You guys can get your hits. Some people will win, some will lose. It's gambling, whatever. And like you make a guaranteed margin. It's like everyone can win when business is done right.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know, like at the end of the day, like you just going back to like the risk thing, it's like the amount of risk that those guys are taking on. I mean, like just one of the guys I deal with, he's told me that he's huge, like he's massive. He's like top 5 on whatnot, but like he told me that like his overhead basically for a month between like, you know, the real estate and the streamers and like, you know, product and all that stuff is like 500 grand. You know what I mean? It's like and that's monthly. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to take that kind of like financial capital. Like I'm totally cool with like making my percentage and keeping him right. Like he can take that risk. He can deal with the management. He can deal with all the logistics and things like that. And like he's really good at it. But I don't personally like want to deal with that, you know? And so like having no carrying cost is a very attractive model to me. I don't like sitting on a ton of inventory. Unless it's like an investment position, you know what I mean? But like, as far as like active inventory, I don't want to just be like accumulating stuff just to have it, you know what I mean? Like I want it in and out, constantly turning over. So yeah, man, I mean, like people don't understand what it goes into like scaling these like massive streaming setups. There's a reason why these guys are where they're at. Like they're spending a lot of money. Like the overhead is crazy to do it right. So yeah, when he told me that, I was like, yikes.
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. So, and I think that people should. Well, I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm gonna make a video. I don't want to spill all the sauce, but yeah.
Classic retro. He never wants to give away the sauce.
You guys want free play? Look into some niche stuff. Look into some niche stuff.
Distraction, next time, smoke and mirrors. Look at that.
Smoke and mirrors.
Okay. When this
look
sells
over
for
here. Look over here. Look over here.
I will send you the screenshot. I'll send you the screenshot when it sells for $1,000 on eBay. But yeah,
all right.
Seriously, like when the market gets down, start looking at some niche stuff. Anyways, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, riches in the niches. Like there's a reason.
Wait, hold on. What did you say? When the market gets down?
Yeah, like when the market gets down, like. I really think that people overlook a lot of this like peripheral stuff. And I think that there's a lot of potential because there's no competition or very little.
You think they perform better in a down market?
I think that there's infinitely less competition in a down market, and the margins are so much larger because in a down market, like in just like traditional cards or whatever, like liquidity is still good, but margin shrinks a lot. But like in niche stuff in a down market, nobody's looking at niche stuff in a down market. But and liquidity is obviously going to be lower, but the percentage margin that you're going to make is insane. Like when I started, I came in during the first boom. I didn't have any inventory. I didn't do a lot of Pokemon. I was learning about the Pokemon market, and like I had bought stuff and ripped and like hit alt arts and was like, you know, selling those and graded a few things here and there, and you know, was buying stuff on eBay. And like at that time, dude, you could buy like Japanese gym hollows in like mint condition for like 10 or 15 bucks. But most of what I was doing was like outside of Pokemon, and like that's how I built my like nest egg to kind of like go hammer on Pokemon when things cooled off a little bit. Like my first biggest play was in serialized Marvel cards. I like bought out the floor on like all these Marvel cards, sat on them, Marvel ripped, and I sold them all into the market when all these sports guys got into it, took that money, turned around and dumped it into Pokemon. So I think if you can stay like mobile, if you can know at least a little bit about like a lot of different things. You don't have to go as deep, but like as you do in Pokemon. But if you can learn a little bit about like Dragon Ball Z or Final Fantasy or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, like it can go a long way, you know. So yeah.
Spilling the sauce, bro. You gotta stop spilling the sauce.
Are you grading Poncho Pikachu postcards? I didn't know that was your play. My bad, bro.
I didn't even know that thing existed to grade.
See, that's what I'm saying. And like you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. Like
well, that's the other thing. I'm also not surprised. Nothing in this hobby surprises me at this point. Like the Pokemon Center ETB thing, I would have never guessed it would become this big of a thing, and the stamp cards and $1,000 plus stamped. You know, it's crazy, dude. It's just crazy.
Yeah. The Pokemon Center ETB thing, like it makes sense to me though, because people like, you know, a card will be printed 25 different times, but people will pay for the one with like the most expensive stamp. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. It makes sense.
That Evolutions Charizard staff promo, the pre-release.
Dude, the prismatic, even like this. Oh my god, the dumbest thing to me is the surprise boxes. Those are like $2 cards in Japanese, but just because they have the prismatic like stamp on them, they're not even hits in English. They're half RDXs. Like those would be like $3 to $5 cards if they just came out of the
stamp.
Set.
Makes them a hit, man.
Yeah, but because they have the stamp, people are like obsessed with it. And I think I saw like a Sylveon in a 10 up for like $300. I was like, get out of here, bro. Like that is insane. But hobby gonna hobby, baby.
Man, I won't keep you guys all night. I appreciate you guys jumping on and saving me from my loneliness.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say my phone has 4% battery on it.
You're good, man. No, I mean I truly do appreciate you guys jumping on, guys. Again, awesome. Mason's channel is CNA Games, and Retro's channel is just Retrospects. So both of them are linked at the top of the description. I'll leave them in the top of the or top of the chat. I'll leave them in the top of the description after the video. Make sure you check both of them out. Anything you guys want to leave it with? Any last minute words of advice, wisdom?
I mean, appreciate you, Alex. Thanks for hopping in and always doing the most. You're always doing the most. I don't know if it's to your benefit or your detriment, but you're always doing the most, man. So
hey, man, if you can't do the best, you gotta do the most.
Damn, I didn't mean it like that, but all right. And Retro, thanks for being a homie.
Yeah, thank you. Go buy yourself some Cardinal Gaming merch on Mason's website. True. You guys need to go get a hoodie. The shill is real. The shill is on. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. And I appreciate Retro and Mason again for taking the place of Plumber, which still never showed up. All right, guys. We're out. See you guys next time.